Yeah, Balling on a Budget with a new countdown ticker. What's up, y'all? We are back. Todd disappeared, but he gets up and leaves right before we go live. What the fuck are you going, man?
Nah, I went too far. I had to let the dog in because he kept barking his head off. It drives me nuts.
The dogs. Who let the dogs out? Todd. Yeah, that's who. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Thursday to you. And I always appreciate you being here. I know Vanessa said hello a little early. She always gets here a little early. She's on that Lombardi time. 10 minutes before the show starts, Vanessa's already dropped it in. So great to see you, my friend.
Vanessa.
And for those of you that might be watching on Twitch, yes, on Twitch. I brought the stream back to Twitch. And it's been a year since I think I broadcasted over there. So live on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. And went back to Twitch just to see about maybe getting some stuff restarted up there. I was going to put it live on Facebook, but truth be told, Facebook was having some type of weird issue taking place where I couldn't get it to actually come up the way that I wanted it to. So you know what? Psst, don't need you, Facebook. I got other social media. So I went ahead and brought Twitch back. So we'll see how that rolls. But welcome to everyone back in on the live stream tonight. First time to the show. This is what we do every Thursday night, 8:45 Eastern. We toss a few beers back. That's why I just toss one back Thursday. We have some great conversations with you, the viewers, and we get into whatever we get into. Tonight, we will actually be talking about some of the Great American Beer Fest winners. So I got the list. As Chris Jericho would say, you made the list. You made the list. So we'll talk about some of that, and maybe you'll have some of those beers near where you are. So a lot of good stuff.
Wish I thought about it. I'd have printed that list out too.
Yeah, it was a last-second decision because, like I said, I'm going to pull it up here on the screen so people can see it. And then it was just like, maybe I should print it because I really didn't want to squint at the screen. And you'll see when I pull it up. It is a little bit smaller, but I'll be here to narrate it for you as well. I wish I could narrate like in that Samuel L. Jackson voice. That'd be freaking awesome there.
I actually could do it. I just printed. I got the Wi-Fi printer, so I can just print it while I'm sitting here.
Well, you are fancy then. Look at this guy.
You know.
This guy's like Geek Squad in the house.
Doesn't necessarily like that. But,
Anybody got some IT issues? Look Todd up, homies. Cheers to Jimmy in the house. What is going on, my friend? It's been a while. Hopefully you're doing well. Jimmy, Cuff and Stuff Barbecue. Y'all don't know Jimmy. Check Jimmy out. Jimmy's always got some good stuff. I need to catch up on video. I'm trying to find time to catch up on all the different videos between work and then trying to put stuff out. It definitely gets a little crazy, but I'm trying, folks. I am trying. So hopefully you guys have all had a great week as we get ready to head into the weekend. Of course, Thursday night is the kickoff for the weekend as far as we're concerned because we're cracking beers here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying some as well. And if so, remember to let us know in the comments what you are actually drinking, beer questions, all that kind of stuff. Those stuff in the comments. We love to read those. I try to keep up with them as best I can, but we get crazy on some stuff, and sometimes it might take a while. So hang around. I do try to get to them by the time we do end the show. So just put that out there. Thank you guys for looking at the poll tonight as well. And if you have not checked that out at the top of the comment section, do you seek out beers that are highly rated from beer festivals? Yes. Right now, 25%, no for 75%. But go ahead and drop a vote if you do that. I'm kind of curious what your guys are doing out there when you see some stuff come out or stuff that I'll read off of here later on. You know, do you guys go out there and like try to find these beers? Now, back in the day in craft beer, people knew Pliny, people knew Treehouse, and so people did go out trying to find those type of beers. And
Eddie Topper or some of those
Eddie
things.
Topper, yeah. Yeah, what's the one? Spotted cow. You know, all these different ones you can only get in certain areas. I don't know if people still do that as much nowadays, though. I don't know.
I don't know. That's a good question. Like I said before we come on, I was like, I used to try to search out some of those, but now it's like so many beers out. I think everything's just more to choose from. I just don't think it's as people still search out for on Black Friday for the ODO stout.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if anybody other than that, I don't know.
Well, it used to be basically to go out and seek the treasure, right? In different spots. Now everybody's got their own treasure, so it's not like you have to drive all over the place trying to find stuff. You got good stuff in your backyard for many people. So Jimmy's having a big giveaway this week. Check it out. So you definitely want to check out Cuff and Stuff Barbecue now, because whatever Jimmy's giving away, I'm gonna tell you, it's going to be good stuff. It's going to be good stuff. And Todd, I don't know if you checked out Jimmy recently, but some of the grilling stuff he does, you would definitely enjoy seeing some of the stuff he's putting out there.
I've watched him. I haven't lately. I need to catch up on some of it, but
yeah, he's got some good stuff happening.
For sure.
He's pretty much like, when I watch Friday nights, when I'm sitting there and I flip through and end up watching Diner Driving and Dives, you start getting hungry. You're watching his channels like that too. Him and Rick from Rick Barbecue. Rick might pop in a little bit later as well. Those guys just got it going on with some of the stuff they're putting out. JT in the house with the Who Dat. What is going on? So New Orleans is Who Dat, and the Bengals are Who Day. So there you go. The Who's in the NFL. Welcome, as always, JT up there in the fine city of Chicago, which I think is probably pretty cold right now from what I've seen. And I think, Todd, you might be getting some of that too. I guess freeze warnings are in effect or something.
Yeah. Let's see. Yesterday, it was when I woke up in the morning, got out, watched the news before I go to work. It was 29 degrees, and it was about the same today.
28. That's below freezing.
But during the middle of during the day, I think it got up to like 60 today, and yesterday was about the same. Now, Friday or Saturday is supposed to be up near 80. So who freaking knows what you can get when you come? It's the Great Ohio Valley.
Yeah, I saw that, and I'm like, I'm not missing where we moved, because like today it was like 60 something degrees still. So we haven't gotten that cold yet, really, to hit here.
Let's see, was it? Yes. No, it was Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. I woke up and it was flurrying just a little bit Tuesday morning. I was like, what the hell? It's not even, it's mid-October. What the hell is it doing snowing already? Of course, it barely even cover the ground of anything, but still, I didn't want to see that.
No, you definitely don't want to see that out there.
Especially when I reseeded my front yard, a couple of weeks ago, thinking, I got plenty of time. Now all of a sudden, now you get some subpar, sub-freezing weather out there. It's like,
JT said it's 52 where he is right now there in Chicago. So that's actually not bad for Chicago. That's not bad at all, really, considering how they get the lake effect, and it does get cold up there. And I've been up there before in the late fall, and it does whip around for sure.
The wind there's crazy. I guess it's the old Windy City, but I'll be right back.
Yeah, all right. Do something quick. JT says, y'all stole it from us. Well, not really me, because I'm not in Cincinnati now, but I was there whenever I got there. And I don't know how far it goes back with the Who Day, but that might go back to the days of the Super Bowl back in the 80s, I think. That's maybe where they got it. But chances are they probably did pick it up from Louisiana and the New Orleans Saints fans, just because I can see it being said more in Louisiana with the Who Day. With the Who Dat versus Cincinnati with the Who Day, just because people in Cincinnati don't really have that thing, and it's more of a Southern type twang to it or whatever. So you're probably right. They probably did steal it from you.
What that after Hootie Po or whatever for Who Day?
Well, JT said Who Day stole it from them for Who Dat down in New Orleans.
Well, they may have. I don't know. I thought they tried to say they named it after Hootie Po.
Weren't both Bengals Super Bowls at the Superdome?
Well, no, last year was at in LA.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about last year. I meant about the 80s.
Oh,
I forgot that. Keep forgetting. He went to the Super Bowl last year.
you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not real sure. I'll be right back.
Yeah. All right. Todd's all over the place right now. CB in the house. Cheers, CB. Yeah, Todd's here. He's running around doing something real quick, so he'll be back here in a second. Emerson's in the house. Cheers. What is up, homie? Yeah, let's drink responsibly, right? Cheers. Always drink responsibly and always drink. I wouldn't say always drink in moderation because you want to have a balance there, but that doesn't always happen to be the case. But you can always drink responsibly and drink safe. Don't drink and drive and all that stuff, So make sure you take it easy when you're drinking. Know your limits. Don't push it. Don't have to. That's what I'm saying. Who that's a natural expression for New Orleans. I can see that. I mean, I've been in New Orleans a few times, and I can see who that there. I can see that coming out of the Bayou region. I don't see who they really coming out of the Cincinnati region. It's like Ewins. I don't see Ewins coming out of anywhere besides Western PA. And those of you from Western PA know what I'm saying there. Ewins have that expression. Mark's in the house. Cheers, Mark. Good to see you, my friend. Happy Thursday to you. And CB says, hard to know where for an hour we'll be listening. Head to nowhere. I read that wrong. Yeah, so you're going to be going out to the sauna. Nice, relaxing sauna activity, I'm sure. So, yeah, you'll be feeling real nice. And actually, with the weather where you're at down there, also in West Virginia, you probably got some of that cold coming through with a sauna. And that cold weather always feels so nice. It always makes you think of going to Gatlinburg. Back in the day when we were in Kentucky, we go down to Tennessee to Gatlinburg, get a cabin, and you have that cooler weather, but that sauna always made it nice as well. So kind of the warmth and the cold coming together there. Speaking of coming together, it's time to come together and have a beer. So I'm going to crack one open here. Yeah, right. Drinking the Chill Air Vienna Lager by Maplewood. Yay, very nice. Little Vienna Lager. And I'm going to start out with one. But I start out with the stout, the brown ale, actually there's two stouts I'm going to have tonight. I'm going to start out with this one because this is one I just picked up and it was part of the unboxing. So I got a 4-pack of this. And for those of you that like to check out DeClaw Brewing and their Pastryarchy series, this is going to be the Unicorn Farts After Dark.
Oh,
not that the unicorns fart after dark, but it's the unicorn farts. But then never mind. I won't get all into that. But 8.5% ABV, 16-ounce can, chocolate cinnamon crunch breakfast stout. So if you didn't see the last unboxing, I unboxed where I had a 4-pack of these and looking forward to actually throwing this down and checking it out. And not really too much more I'm going to say about it right now. Now with these, I found out from the first time I had unicorn farts, you are supposed to kind of roll the can, I guess, to get the glitter all worked up because there is supposed to be glitter in here too.
Is that one
glitter? So we'll see if this one glitters because first time I had unicorn farts, I felt like it really didn't glitter. It was more of a dull than a shine. But then I did get one that did have some glitter. So do we really need glitter in beer, though? I mean, it's not just a little over the top,
Wouldn't think so.
Yeah. But then again, we put a lot of stuff in beer. I mean.
Well, that's true.
I mean, if we thought out somebody from 1358 or something like that, and we told them in our beer we have chocolate cinnamon crunch, you'd be like, what the hell is that?
I thought you were going to go somewhere else with that. But
yeah.
That's a good we'll go with that one.
We brought back some monk from 1205. Be like, what you drinking? They call that beer now? Oh, yeah. This one's going to be a little heady. Didn't even pour slow, pour hard. It just poured. But that came out with huge amount of head. Although it does kind of have I thought it was like a cascading type thing, but I'm about to let that head settle down. That's what she said.
That is what she.
But why do that? What do you have there, Todd?
Down. So this one will be right up Vanessa's alley.
Oh, you don't go Vanessa's alley.
Reserve number 3 for this.
This
year.
is the new one, so they finally got the new one out. So
I think our store just got it today, which is why I stopped by. And
what is that? 11% ABV.
It is 11%. Yep.
And what's in that one on the label?
This one is chocolate, marshmallows, graham cracker, and natural flavors, which always worries me when they say natural flavors, but
nobody knows what natural flavors.
But in the back it says supposed to be nostalgia of a campfire s'mores. So we'll see. We shall see what we shall see.
You're gonna make me go beer shopping again? That's what you're gonna end up doing.
Oh, it said toasted marshmallow. Oh, does it say?
Oh, toasted. Gotta toast that marshmallow.
No, the front of it doesn't. The front of it just says marshmallow, but on the back it says toasted marshmallow. So, because that's gonna make all the difference in the world,
right? Having that toast on it. Oh shit! I actually do see some sparkle. I don't know if you can actually pick that up. It's kind of dark on here.
See your camera there.
Let me see. See if I can switch this other light up. I don't know if that's going to really come through anymore.
It kind of has like a purplish hue to it.
There you go. See if I tilt it like that. You can see some of the reflection on the screen.
Yeah, see it sparkle. Ooh, pretty.
Yeah. Them unicorn farts, man. Them unicorn farts.
I haven't even seen a picture or anything of that one.
I will tell you though.
I didn't know it was out.
Yeah, I did. I just have to see. This is one I got over at Total Wine. First time seeing it there, and I debated, do I want to grab that one? I mean, I love getting the Patriarchy series anyway, but it was like the last of the 4-pack they had on the shelf. Or like there were 2 4-packs. I grabbed this one. And then up top, there was like one maybe unopened thing. I was like, well, the shit's flying off the shelves apparently, so I better grab it now. Otherwise, I won't see it again.
I saw 2 when I went there today. What was the one you just picked up? I think was there. What was the last one that you just had recently?
Oh, shoot. The one I just did, I actually got the thing. I did it last week, right?
Yeah, I think so. Now, I can't remember what the other one was, but I don't remember seeing that one either. Now I can't even think of what the hell it was, so it doesn't even really matter, I guess, at this point.
Well, I got the review coming out on that one. I just haven't released it yet. But where is I just had the Energy City one. I got the review coming out on that. That Energy City, Big Daddy Mojo came through with fire on that one.
Oh, Energy City.
I like that one more than the Coffee Bear.
What little I've had from them has been excellent.
Big Daddy Mojo hooked it up. Let's see here. Which one was it that I had? I'm trying to go through here. You know what? I just go to my thing.
Let me look on Untapped. It'll. Let's see. I don't buy anybody else, but does your Untapped? Does it take forever to load up?
Not too bad usually.
Like mine will just sit there, and sometimes I have to turn it off.
But I find like things disappear from time to time. Like I know I put this beer on my list of what I had, and I go back to do something. It's like it's not there right now. That is weird.
Oh, there it is finally. Let's see. Oh.
Where was the one? No, Vietnamese coffee stout. Yeah, that's a tasty one.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Now I'm looking through my other patriarchy, the chocolate cherry cake. That one, the banana.
Maybe that was the one that they had also, was the cherry cake. I hadn't had either one of them, honestly. I should have picked them up.
But that was a while ago. I did miss the cinnamon roll stout. I wish I would have kind of tried that one when it came out.
Now it makes me want to go back to see what the hell it was, which I probably will, because I haven't had either one of them. So I should have just went and picked them up today, but I picked up.
You did all right with that one, though.
No, I picked up the 2 Dragons milk because it was a 2-bottle limit, and then I picked up a Untitled Art. I think it's supposed to be like a malted, like the malt balls.
Oh.
Stout. So I picked that one up. But I should have went ahead and picked up those 2 DePauls because they only had one left of one of them.
Right.
That's just at that store, so I ain't too worried. I think I can get those anywhere. But like I was telling you before we got on here, ever since the main guy that I used to know sold those stores, that ain't been worth the shit as far as beers coming in.
But then he surprised you with that.
Now the cherry cake one, I did have that one. Is that the one you just said?
Yeah, that was one that was on there before too.
Yeah, I did have that one. I'm looking at it now. I'm thinking, what the hell was that? What did they have? Maybe that was it. Yeah, the Vietnamese coffee stout. That was it for sure. One of them, but haven't had that one yet either.
This is interesting. I mean, it's sweet. You do get a little bit of that cinnamon toasted crunch cereal type feel to it.
They get some 3.9,
but chocolatey as well.
That one's only been checked in by 20 people.
This one, unicorn farts.
Yeah.
Well, it just hit. So
right.
And now I'm in Baltimore. I mean, the claw's right here, so I should be getting like first out the gate. Really.
It does say French toast flavor, complete with alluring chocolate and spiced cinnamon.
Yeah. If you think of like cinnamon toast crunch, if it was like a chocolate flavor to it, you kind of get that kind of feel here.
That's kind of what it says on Untapped. It says now brewed as a dessert stout with chocolatey cinnamon cereal and gold edible glitter.
Yeah, gold edible glitter.
Right. Because that's what everybody needs is edible glitter.
Yeah, you gotta love the names, right, Mark? Craft beer world, always surprising. I don't have to go to revisit you tomorrow. I probably will, I guess. I don't ever look back though. I just move forward. I'm a move forward kind of guy.
You'll be sparkling in the morning.
Dropping gold, bitches. John Pierre in the house, taking it easy tonight, drinking a toddy.
I do definitely get the like chocolatey, kind of the marshmallowy flavor smell of the aromas. Does kind of remind you of just like sitting around the campfire.
That's good for this kind of weather too.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the warmer type thing, or sit out in the fire pit on the back deck somewhere.
It was good. I will say, I'd be interested when you get it and try it. The body on it feels a little bit thicker than it does most of the time for Dragon's Milk.
Well, that's a good thing. I like it to be a little thicker.
Yeah, y'all know.
Yeah.
For sure. Because that's always seemed like they're always thin for those, especially at the high volume that they are. But this one doesn't definitely taste a little bit thicker than most.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to check out this week. I don't want to buy any more beer, but I'll have to check to see if it's out there. Tired of buying freaking beer, but
Definitely get that feel like the graham cracker and stuff in it for sure.
Yeah.
It's pretty tasty.
Yeah, but it's funny. We were talking last week, and like at that thing, because you talk about you go to Total Wine all the time and you never get anything from them. So it's like I had that $10 off. So yeah, the first 6-pack's basically on them to come out there. So I went out there and I checked out. They got another coupon, like $2 off your next 4 or 6-pack type thing, which $2 ain't nothing. It's just like, buy a beer or whatever. But it's funny. Like,
I assume they just email that to you?
Well, they give me the receipt there in person, that one, but I usually get an email as part of the club membership. Yeah.
Well, I'm in that too. Maybe I need to.
It might be a statement. I don't know if you can do it. They can do it in Indiana, maybe. Like here, they can.
Oh, you know what? That might be. I didn't even think about that because I do buy them in Kentucky, so maybe
Kentucky can't do it. Yeah,
maybe that is why. Or because I live in Indiana, but I'm buying them in Kentucky. Maybe that is.
But you know what? In Kentucky, I'm trying. Well, I mean, you get discounted stuff like Deaths and everything. So when I used to go there. Maybe they just kind of as a store, but they're doing the same thing at Total Wine. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Maybe they're just stingy. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I was going to say maybe my emails are going to like spam or something.
But you're a member. You get the membership points and stuff. You get the app.
No, I don't have the
If you
app.
download the Total Wine app, it'll have your membership stuff on there, so you can just do that. You don't even need the emails.
Oh, okay, maybe I'll try that then.
Yeah.
Because I always give them my phone number, when I check out.
Yeah.
Get the points or whatever. I don't really go there that often. But
yeah.
Some of the liquor stores around here, start upping their game a little bit.
Yeah.
Man, I have no choice. There's actually some pretty good liquor stores.
I say once a quarter.
Kind of sort of about where I work, so I'm not too worried about that. But
once a quarter,
then it becomes a distribution thing, so you can get some stuff here that you can't get there, and vice versa.
I say once a quarter, you should just put the Jungle Gyms running your matrix to make a move.
Oh yeah, I should.
That's like going to do an amusement park. So I mean, yeah.
I need to make that happen soon. I haven't been for a while, so.
Mark says you got to make a beer run. I know that. Yeah, I got the restocking and stuff, and they get in the cooler. And I've still got so many beers I got to drink or go through at least. I am interested in the Lagunitas teas that I picked up to see what they taste like. I don't know if I don't like them, I probably won't finish them, but it'd be kind of interesting. Vanessa's back says hi all. And saw Todd's beer at Total Wine. Well, see, John Pierre saw your beer at Total Wine. So when you got that there, you can only buy 2 bottles. They didn't sell them in a 4-pack. Did they sell it in a 4-pack where you were, John? I'm kind of curious.
The liquor stores down the street from where I work at, over in Kentucky.
Yeah.
They only sell them as a 4-pack.
I've never seen them not sold in 4-packs. I've seen them as individuals, like in some stores, but usually a 4-pack. I've never seen them put a limit on it.
That's what I'm saying. That was the go-to liquor store around here for everybody. Like he carried all kinds of stuff.
He's probably marking them up too, selling them that way.
And now
how much was the bottle? How much were the bottles of those?
It was $5.50 a bottle, I think.
So you're paying $11 for 2. If it was a 4-pack, it'd be $22. When usually that 4-pack of something like that, I think it's usually around 17 or 18. So he's making a little bit of a markup.
So it's a little bit of a markup for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, when the previous owner had it, he would mark it up a little bit, but it wasn't, to break up before, because a lot of places won't break them up.
Won't break them up, right.
Now that he's bought the store, he will break them up only at that store. Now he owns another store that was the competitor of the one I used to go to all the time in the next county over, kind of where Shannon's brother lives. Now he won't break them up there, and it's the same owner, but he won't break them up at the store. They never sold singles at that. Well, they have some singles in the fridge, but you can't just like take one off of the 4-pack if it's a can.
Right.
Now this other liquor store, you can just pull them off and they'll sell them to you as singles. So I don't know why he doesn't. Why he chooses not to do that at both of them, I don't really understand that. But
he's hooking up some and not hooking up the others.
right. But I've always went down the street from work to pick up the Dragon's Milk Reserve, because a lot of times it's hit and miss over here whether they even have them or not. So
yeah,
when I saw him posted on Facebook today, they usually submit pictures of their intake of the week or whatever. So he posted that today. He's like, but he didn't say singles on it, just a limit 2. He didn't say that. It just happens to be on home from work, so I just swung in real quick and I was like, well, I'm gonna get those 2 just because they sounded really good. And I like to try all the Dragon's Milks anyway, but
I do too. I'm right there. I mean, that's like I got the 4-pack of the Unicorn because I always grab a 4-pack of when it comes out, and Dragon's Milk's another one. I usually grab a 4-pack of whatever it is when it comes out, regardless. It's just still.
I'm like you. I was thinking $17-$18 for 4-pack is what I was, thinking. Mm-hmm. I was like, dang, I think it's $5.50. I bought those 2, and then that Untitled Art one, and it was like $18 total.
Oh wow!
Yeah. But on Total Dart, they're usually probably about $7 or $8.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, they're usually a little more costlier. Yeah.
So I'm thinking it was like $18, $19 with tax or whatever, somewhere in that area. But I was like, well,
Some of the other half 4-packs, when I went to the other half, they were anywhere from probably 18, 19 up to around 23, 24, depending on what you got. So prices are definitely up on it. There's just inflation for stuff, and then they had the aluminum can shortage they were dealing with. So there's going to be reasons for the prices being up a little bit. But,
right. And that's what I'm trying to figure out, if it's because of the new owner just jacking stuff up, or if it's for the reasons that you just said.
Yeah.
It just happened to be around the same time as him taking over.
Yeah. I mean, because they're getting stuff in, but I mean, there's a cost being passed to them that they're going to pass to consumers too. So,
other than saying that, I will say, like, the selection has dwindled. Probably half of what it was. I went in there and like his whole like craft beer aisle was half empty, probably.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, because I haven't been in there for a while. I was like, what the hell is going on here? So that kind of, in a sense, that kind of makes me think that it's price gouging. Because he owns all the liquor stores.
It's not price gouging, it's capitalism.
Yeah. But I'm like, he's got an monopoly on all the main craft beer.
It's like, I'm not screwing you. I'm just trying to make a living. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Make a living off my back.
Exactly.
Big Daddy in the house. Cheers. Sipping Nuclear's Bubbler Hefeweizen.
Ooh, what's up, Big Daddy?
Yeah. Nice. JT said, hey, everybody. I'm just a little distracted watching the Saints on the screen. So, yeah, there's 2 Thursday night games on tonight, which is weird, right?
Who else?
Was it last weekend, maybe? No, it was last weekend, Kansas City and Buffalo. Right?
No, they played last Sunday.
Okay, they did play, right? Because that's when the Kansas City fans were throwing the bottles down at – no, Kansas City and Buffalo played this past weekend.
Yeah.
All right, so somebody had a replay on it. It was one of the channels I was flipping through, and it was been a replay. Okay. I was wondering, like, why would there be 2 things out here? But it didn't say – I didn't see what it says, yeah.
A lot of them was replaying the game from last year, the playoff game where Mahomes
Maybe that's what it
was. Like 14 seconds or whatever it was to win the game.
Oh, when he went down on a drive, yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of them was playing that just, coming into this year or this game last week.
Cheers, Vanessa.
What's up, Vanessa?
And Mama Ren's in the house. Cheers, Peggy. Happy Thursday to you, and hopefully you're doing well. Yeah, I've actually got my mother-in-law. She's visiting right now. We went to one of the places. We took her out to lunch yesterday. A place I haven't been to, but it's called the Iron Rooster. We tried to go there before, but it was like closed. I didn't realize they only do like lunch and breakfast. They close like at 3 or 4 in the day or whatever. But it's one of the places out near one of the hospitals here because we have so many medical people in Baltimore. Cool thing though, we were sitting there eating and reading the thing on the table. So they actually have a happy hour. Their happy hour, I've never seen it this early before. And I'm like, dude, if I would have been like in college, like tailgating, this would be my spot. 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. is their happy hour. Where it's like $4 drafts, it's cocktail special, all kinds of stuff. Because I was talking to them about it, they have like a lot of medical people that come in off the third shift. So there has to be a third shift push or something around here, right? So a lot of them come in, and so they have like things for them when they get off work because it's always 5 o'clock somewhere. Right. So you get off their shift, they come over there, and I was like, well, that's pretty cool. Kind of, and I was like, I'm surprised more places don't have stuff like that if they can, because if you're near spots, yeah,
that's a great idea because of that reason. Like third shifters, everybody's closed. What are they going to do? For them, it might be first day, first thing in the morning for us, but that's the end of their day. They're ready to unwind and then go before they go to bed or whatever.
But then I'm thinking, like, if I'm going to the Ravens game that afternoon, or I'm going to one of the college games on that Saturday, what a better place to tailgate them right here. Get started here. You're off on your roll, and you just take an Uber to wherever you're going. You're already in good spirits and stuff. So they had some pretty good food there too. Had a half-pound Angus burger that was really, really good.
Did you do your chili tonight or no?
Funny you should ask. So yes, I did do. Did I tell you I was making that tonight? Like I think.
Well, because you weren't going to do it tonight, and then he was like, "Oh, you're staying home, and you think we were going to make."
Yeah, I was going to. Yeah, because we were going to do it. I was going to do it last night, but then Shanice had to go to a dinner for work, and then her mom just stayed at the hotel and everything like that. And so she's like, "Well, she's making like on Thursday or whatever," and so I made it tonight, and I switched up the recipe a little bit, but obviously there was beer in it of 2, and I'm going to tell you, it was pretty damn good again. So that was pretty tasty. And then like tomorrow night, we're taking her out to dinner at one of the seafood places. Like you used to go to a seafood place, and a lot of places when you have crab legs, right? Like it's crab legs. The place that we have here is like the whole crab.
Oh, wow.
So like they put the paper down on the placemats and stuff like that. They give you the mallet. Like you crack open the whole crab shell and everything. So we went there a week or 2 ago and liked the food. So she would take her mom out there tomorrow. So we're going to dinner for that. And then we're going to another thing on Saturday for her birthday at a place. And then going to shoot to Jersey for the day. So her mom can see my mom since she's back on this side of the country we're doing like a lunch or something like that and drive back. And then hang out Monday, do something. And she flies back to Texas on Tuesday. But
okay.
But yeah, so it's going to be a little running around, which is cool. I'm actually off next Monday and Tuesday. So take a few days there. But the Saints are up 14-6 in a second. Gilbert's in the house. Cheers, fools.
EG.
We got Bart in the house. You guys just wanted to pop in and say hello. Hope as well. Appreciate you, Bart, for popping in. And yeah, things are good. So always good to have you swing by, my friend. Yeah, I don't know if you hear that, but another ambulance. I got all the sirens down in Baltimore now. The ambulance, the fire department, and the police. I can just tell them all apart so easily. We're right next to the fire department. The hospital is like 2 blocks up the street, and then the police station's up and around the corner. So you get used to them all.
Probably mix of them all.
Yeah. But I will say, city life versus country life, I still find it easier to sleep like a city. Just because I grew up that way. I'm just used to the sounds. Like they don't bother me as much as
right.
Like if I was out camping somewhere, like dead silent somewhere, it was just like you hear the crickets and stuff. So
yeah, I was gonna say it's almost kind of soothing, probably.
Yeah.
Just the sound, the different sounds you get used to. Right.
Emerson, a couple of dudes talking about how you deal with their crabs trick. Gotta track those crabs. So as I mentioned on the community tab, I ended up actually saying we talked a little bit about the Great American Beer Fest and some of the Great American Beer Fest winners, which we actually have the information that I pulled from that there. So I'm going to kind of get into that. I'm going to shrink this down if I can. Oh, that's still too big. So let's go ahead and take that off there. Go back. So that way you can see the sheet there. But it might be kind of interesting just to take a look to see some of these breweries, where they may have come from, who did what, how they kind of ranked out there. The Great American Beer Fest has crazy amount of categories. So they actually printed out who won for what and how many entries for each one, and the ones that won the gold, the silver, and the bronze. And like the first category here, category 1, was actually for American wheat beer, 64 entries. And you had the gold actually going to Uber Brew out of Billings, Montana with White Noise. And then the silver going to Good Life Brewing, which I've heard of Good Life, with their Sweet as Pacific Ale. And then Breckenridge, I think we've all heard of Breckenridge with their agave wheat, which I have had that one. That was pretty decent. Got the bronze. And it was funny because I put that poll question out there, which now it says 82% no, 18% yes. Because I looked up the White Noise, just kind of getting a feel of it on Untappd. Like, what do like the average people think about? Like, and I say average, all of us like average drinkers that aren't like kind of in the industry, so to speak. Like when we try these different beers, what people may think about them. Thinking, if you end up going out here and you win gold, you would think you must have a really solid product, right? And then I looked on here. The Uber Brew White Noise that won gold, like the average rate is 3.63 on Untapped.
Yeah, that's. You would think gold medal would be at least a 4-star starting point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, so for the people that have had it, it only had like 3,934 total people that checked it out, 3,036 of that being unique. But a 3.63 isn't something I scream like excitement about. And then it's just kind of funny because I'm wondering, like, you're in that moment, you're just having these beers that are entered into the beer fest and you're judging them, but not all the judges going to match up with all the palates that people actually have out there as well. And that greater thing would be,
I would think just for that style, the entry number would be a lot higher than 64.
I would think so too for
right?
American wheat, right?
That would just be to me, that's just a plain Jane wheat beer, I would think, right?
Yeah. But then you go to like category 2, you have the American fruit beer, and that had 128 entries.
Yeah.
We see a lot of the fruit beers being done here. Your gold was a berry quite contrary from Territorial Brewing out of Springfield, Michigan. I'm sorry, Springfield, Missouri. No, Michigan. MI is Michigan. Springfield, Michigan. And you had your silver being the Black Ras Blonde from Joyride Brewing out of Edgewater, Colorado. And you had your bronze Raspberry Fields Maple Branch Craft Brewery out of Fort Worth, Texas. And so fruit beer, for all different fruit stuff I see, I thought you'd have more entries in there as well. But it's kind of interesting. Now, you did have another category, which was fruit wheat beer. Now, what makes a difference between the fruit wheat beer and the American wheat beer? Not too sure on that.
I mean, I guess if it's flavored, I would assume.
Well, just because of the fruit, I guess.
Right.
mean, and the American wheat beer would just be non-fruit, I guess, so to speak. But so many of the wheat beers are fruited, right? So,
well, I mean, yeah, that's true. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of wondering. Kind of surprised that the silver on there they're from Nevada. You hardly ever hear any like craft beers out of Nevada.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, but it's funny.
Not that I'm aware of. Not much I'm aware of. Although when you get down to 4, it's from Nevada also. So
yeah, and of course you're always limited to what breweries send beers in, right? So some breweries that send beers in that could be your neighborhood brewery that makes a better beer than a lot of these people that have one, but they're not actually shown because they didn't submit an entry. And shout out to Dave from Beer in Front in the house. Dave? Cheers, my friend.
I bet if you were to look a lot of these up, I bet the number one or the gold medal winner of all those, I bet the average beer rating of those would be below. Would probably fall in a 3.5 to 3.75 range, I bet.
Yeah.
If I had to guess. I could be totally wrong. But I don't like you said on the first one, I would think that would be to be a gold medal winner, you would start at least a 4 out of 5,
Right. Well, you look at the one here, for instance, the fruit wheat beer category. Bronze was Sierra Nevada's sunny little thing. Now, most people that have Sierra Nevada enjoy it, I would say. They always are pretty solid on their product. That one bronze, and their average rating is 3.61. The one that won gold was a Tropical Vibes. Take a look at that. And that was from Swamphead, I believe.
Swamphead, yep.
Out of North Carolina. North Kakalaka?
No,
Gainesville. Gainesville. I was looking at the wrong one. Yeah. And their average rating on Untapped is 3.59.
You're right.
So the one that won bronze has a higher average rating than the one that won gold.
From the people.
From the people.
Yeah.
I'm the people's champ. That's what the Rocky say back in the day when he first started, the people's champ. So it's interesting, you're going to have some of this stuff like that. So again, that goes back to the whole thing, like where you can't put too much emphasis or emphasis on what people think on some of their ratings with beer.
Now the winner of I'm jumping ahead. I don't want to jump ahead. Just
Which
yet.
one? What did you
I was gonna say the pumpkin beer, that Night Owl from Elysian. That doesn't surprise me because I do like that beer.
Yeah, that's actually a solid one. So Elysian, the Night Owl, won for the pumpkin beer as a gold, which is one of the better pumpkin beers I've had. Now, Dogfish Head's pumpkin ale I like, and you think Southern Tier, right? Pumpkin. That's usually one that's out there. That's usually highly rated as well. And that's not actually medaled on here. You have the Five Phantoms from Phillipsburg Brewing out of Phillipsburg, Montana. And you have the Molasses Pumpkin Marzen or Merson, which I'm going to actually say that does sound interesting to have a pumpkin flavored Merson for Oktoberfest, because usually you're like, pumpkin beer and Oktoberfest beer, they actually put them both together. So that actually does sound interesting. That's from Whistle Hop Brewing out of Fairview, North Carolina. I wonder what they got on that one as far as a average rated.
On the Molasses Pumpkin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see too on that one.
Molasses Pumpkin Merson, average rating 3.99. So right there at the 4 level. Untapped has
what's the Night Owl get then?
Let me check here. Well, only had 118 people checked in that Molasses. The Night Owl.
Beer Fest. It might have been just for the Beer Fest.
Yeah. Night Owl, 3.82.
Okay, see, there you go. All right.
So that's what the judges were looking like in the pumpkin. How many entries did that pumpkin actually have? 77 entries.
77, yeah. So out of curiosity, what's the Five Phantoms? What's that one get?
The Five Phantoms from Phillipsburg. Let's see.
Yep. Since you did the first and the third, I'm just curious of what the silver got, or the rating on there.
Average rating 4.09.
There you go.
and it got the silver. It's got the highest score of all from the people. So
close to no cigar.
It says with a mesmerizing spiciness and intense malt flavor, Five Phantoms pumpkin spice. Barley wine is a rich beer with a deep autumn amber color. So 8.5 ABV on that one. The name comes from the 5 basic ingredients: water, barley, hops, yeast, and spice. Spice isn't a basic ingredient, but we'll let you slip on that one. But don't be fooled. We use a long list of spices to create this enchanting complex flavor, including vanilla, ginger, nutmeg, mace, 2 kinds of cinnamon, and then cardamom, all of which are procured at Butterfly Herb in Missoula. We have 3 types of pumpkin squash from Grogan's Harvest, and comes in on the low end of barley wine at 8.5. Don't wait to try Five Phantoms. It tends to vanish within the first sight of the new year. So if you happen to see that, you might want to pick it up. And they are out of, again, North Carolina. No, North Carolina for them. No, Montana. Yeah. I'm getting probably with the small print, getting the lines all ran together.
I got it on my phone, so I'm looking at the same list as you guys.
Yeah.
That's why I was trying to print off, but I couldn't get my printer to know what was going on with that.
So you have a chili beer where you had 88 entries, which is kind of interesting there, with the number one coming out of Las Vegas. You had the urban spice beer. I'm trying to look to see if there's anything that's more commonly found for people. A lot of these are like outscored breweries.
Distill. We used to get some distilled stuff here.
I do get distill here. Where do you see the distill one?
And the chili beer, it was the silver.
Oh, yeah, the Mexican chocolate. Yeah.
Normal, Illinois.
Now, I
wonder what they, like, if you go up to category 4, it's just a field beer. I've never heard of a beer just called a field beer. Now, I wonder how they're coming up with categories for these. Or like what qualifies it as.
Well, when I think of a field beer, I would think that would be kind of like a Saison or something, but that's not the case. You can tell by the names here.
Yeah, because the first one.
Coconut Pie Face.
Right.
I wonder if Joe had that one since he's a coconut fiend. Coconut Pie Face. It says double pastry stout.
Pastry stout.
Mountains of freshly toasted coconut, loads of cacao nibs, and thousands of Madagascar vanilla beans on top of a rich imperial stout. Base round out this confectionery treat in a glass.
I bet that was not cheap to make.
But see that one, average rating 4.32.
So that makes sense since it got number one. So what's the
Calypso?
You gotta like the brewery's name of the one that won silver there. Captain
Fatty's Brewery. Just somebody's home brew.
Calypso.
Captain. They got different ones of that one too.
So now I'm kind of curious of just what the style of those beers are. That first one you said was a stout.
Calypso. Come on. Well, here it's got Calypso, but it's got different ones, like a cucumber sour, which is a Berliner Weiss. The other one's an apricot cucumber, but that's out. It had to be the only one that's available that's cucumber sour. But what is a field beer category?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
It just, yeah.
What makes
that's when you start wondering these breweries to start making up shit, right? Like you're just throwing stuff out there right now. You're like, is that thing even real? Or is that even real what you're talking about? Now, I do see on here for coffee beer under category 9, silver was Cato, which is actually a really good beer from Sandra Brewing. So that's something that would be in your region as well.
Oh, yeah.
And that was behind Cafe Ono out of Ono Brewing out of Arizona. And then above Guadacrema Coffee Ale out of Georgetown Brewing out of Seattle.
I don't think I've had that Cato, but I've had some stuff from Sonder though.
Yeah, they're pretty solid on their stuff there. We also have Brink Brewing out of Cincinnati, so that's in your area under coffee stout or porter category. They won a silver.
The Zoomy.
Specialty beer had 34 entries. You would think in craft beer, you'd have more than 34 entries for specialty beers.
I was going to say, well, again, what makes it a specialty beer? I would think anything that's got adjuncts or something in it outside of a standard would make it
gold was Breakside Purple U by Breakside Brewery. And then Maple Smoked Maibach, which I would love to actually try that. That was from Kilowatt Brewing out of San Diego.
Yeah.
And then you have Peanut Butter Porter from Lake Time out of Clear Lake, Iowa, with bronze. Yeah, I wonder what parameters they had to follow for that.
I don't know.
You got your rye beers.
Like you get rye beers, like that makes sense because obviously it's got to have rye.
Right.
So that, for the honey beer, that would make sense because it should have honey in it, whatever. But like a specialty beer, what?
I do see more honey beers that are out there now. Now this one they had 74 entries for, which is kind of like honey beer to me. Kind of reminds me like a lighter type mead type feel. But the Shoots won the gold for that category. Samuel Adams won for non-alcoholic with just the haze. And then Athletic Brewing with the Lemon Rattler was silver. And the Community Beer Company, they actually do some good beers out of Dallas, was third with the Nada IPA. That's a pretty good name, Nada IPA. NADA.
Yep. And they listed that one. So I guess that Sam Adams is only out of Cincinnati, I assume.
Yeah, that's in Cincinnati, yeah. Cincinnati does a lot of the Sam Adams distribution now for a lot of beers, yeah. Belgian style table beer or a session beer. Yeah, stuff out of Oklahoma City. Table beer is something I usually see from some of the overseas places, which are kind of interesting.
Man, that makes me want to get back out to San Diego.
Yeah.
They got a silver there, and then the next category is from San Diego also.
Well, you knew San Diego was going to run some stuff for sure.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, the Session India Pale Ale, the Coachman from Society Brewing got silver. The gold was the next chapter from Oakland. But they got Chattanooga. You go to Chattanooga, the bronze was Tectonic Session IPA from Hutton and Smith out of Chattanooga. So next time you're done around that area, this might be something to check out.
Which we go towards the Knoxville area, but we still might be able to get some of that stuff there. I have to look for it next time.
Let's see here. I got a thing here from Emerson. Emerson with the money drop. Cheers. Thank you, homie. Appreciate it. Should cover the cost. I need a review of a beer I've had my eye on for some time. Milwaukee's Best Ice. It sounds delicious and American. Thanks. Well, first of all, thank you there for the super chat. Always love those.
Woo! 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 Ow! Love that money.
Always appreciate those coming in. And Milwaukee's Best Ice, I may have put a video on this channel. I'd have to double check. Let me see. I've actually had that in the past. And that was actually sold at my local Kroger before I moved here.
Do they still make those?
They did in Kentucky.
Okay. Well, I figured they did. It's just not whenever.
But you're not even looking for it either.
Yeah, right. Delish and American. I like that. Delish and American.
Back in the 90s, I used to be a fan of the Milwaukee's Ice. Yeah, so I actually did a review of the Milwaukee's. I'll put a thing here in the link here for you, Emerson. If I can find the copy, I'll put it here. And drop that there. So Emerson, that is the link to the Milwaukee's Best Ice that I did back in the day. And find this one here. Oh, nope, that was something. I thought I had one with the versus something, but it was actually Milwaukee's Best Light versus Bud Light that I did. But right there is a link for you, Emerson, for when I actually did that one. Dalton, so 3 picks, and we're down 14-28 for halftime. I saw a stat earlier. Dalton was like 2-2 for 59 and a touchdown, and I'm like, well, that's going to change.
Yeah. That's a lot of points for a Thursday night game. They probably had that in 3 weeks combined.
Dreams do come true. And that was one I did back, I think it was 2016. And I don't think I can get it here now anywhere that I've seen. Because I actually, for the beer in front, I've been trying to find some old school type beers and looking at some of the other stores. I've actually had to go to some of the corner type stores to try to find some of the macro beers. And I have not seen that Milwaukee's Best Ice pop up at any place. So 2 pick six in 28 seconds. That might be a record in the NFL. I'll tap it that fast.
Yeah, that's pretty quick.
Everyone brewed ice beer in the 90s. Here in the States, though, Gilbert, it was like Budweiser, it was Miller, like Milwaukee's. It was like some of your major brews, but you didn't see ice with any of the upstart craft brewers. Like you didn't have anything from Sierra Nevada or something like that and everything. Sam Adams was doing stuff, but your major contributors, yeah, they were definitely. And I used to drink the Miller. I think it was NGD ice they had at one point or something too. So it was a higher ABV. Higher ABV, and it was in college.
Like Ice House.
Yeah, in Ice House. I mean, I'm in college. I went to higher ABV. Get this party started. Right. You know how it goes. So yeah. So looking on here on the page one, anything else interesting that jumped out at you there? Anything? No, there was the experimental wood age beers, which was interesting. 41 entries. You had Sun King get silver.
Yeah, so I was going to say the experimental wood age
with the Soul Shakedown Party.
Which that doesn't surprise me because every time I've ever been, like the stuff they have at the brewery is way better than anything they did, which is probably the case for a lot. But anything in distros. Yeah, that one I've had stuff from Old Hickory before. Picked some of the bottles up when we was down in Bryson City in North Carolina. at one of their bottle shops. For a little bitty town, they had a pretty good beer selection in this little, I wouldn't even call it a liquor store. I don't know what it was. It was almost kind of like a dollar or like a general store or something. You know, all kinds of beers in there. And I picked one up. It wasn't that one. It was some kind of barrel-aged stout from Old Hickory, and it was pretty damn good.
You know what's interesting on here, too? Under the Experimental India Pale Ale, category 19, with 118 entries, silver was Vacation Sam Pina Colada IPA, but it says Boston Beer Company, which Boston Beer Company is Sam Adams. They just put the Sam Adams label. Like, people always thought like Sam Adams sold out to Boston Beer. Like, no, it's always been Boston Beer Company. It's just Sam Adams was the brand they put on it, but I don't know why it doesn't say Sam Adams there, or why it doesn't say Boston Beer on all the stuff. So,
well, I'm wondering if they distinguish it because of they list that one as from Boston, Massachusetts, and the Sam Adams was from Cincinnati.
Yeah, but it's still under the same thing. It's still Jim Cook. It's still
right.
Yeah.
I don't know what how they distinguish that, but
unless they're putting it under something else. I don't know.
No. It's a good question.
But that's probably something small batch at their brewery that you can't get, obviously.
Probably. Oh, we skipped down to jump ahead a little bit to the number 23 category. American
Belgian, yeah.
Stout. So no, the bronze, that's Taxman, which is
Taxman's on there, yeah.
Right here, not too far from us, 60 miles, I guess, from here. 65, something like that. Which that was the Taxman was where I went with my brother-in-law, with Shannon's brother, over the summer to their Death by Taxes Day or whatever they call it, back in April, or I think it was in April, I guess. Maybe early May, I can't remember. Oh, no, it was in April because it was the same weekend as Thunder over Louisville, which kicks off Derby, Derby week.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But kind of 2 weeks before Derby. So, yeah, so it was in April. But, yeah, Taxman makes some really good stuff. That's where I was wanting to get you if you ever came here before you moved.
Yeah, and I
was going to take you up there because I knew you'd like that place. That place is awesome.
Yeah, the ones I've had from them definitely been solid there. And then, let's see. Little Beast Brew, I've heard good things about them out of Oregon. They ended up winning gold for the American Sour Ale. It's funny, though. You think of all the good beers you have and where you're at, probably, and it's just like so many beers that are out there, and you're kind of like, your people may not make the cut.
Right.
Like, I've heard a lot of people like were sours, Urban Artifact. Like, they're getting national recognition over the country at this point, but yeah, you don't see them on here, Cheers to JV in the house.
JV.
Yeah, MGD. Drink a lot of that back in the 90s. A lot. That might have been my go-to beer, like from 91 to like 92 or so. Like, I remember drinking just a lot of that. Looking on page 2, we have stuff like the Wooded Barrel Aged Beer, 59 entries. Now, Johnson City, Texas, Hellraiser Bourbon Barrel Brown sounds interesting. It's always like to see more brown ales. Sensationator was silver with the shoots, but then gold was barrel aged soft skills. Jessup Farm Barrel House, Fort Collins.
Fort Collins. There's a lot of good stuff coming out of Fort Collins too.
Yeah, you can see where like Colorado and California, Washington are all over this thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's favoritism. I'm just saying you see a lot of that coming up. Now, we'll shout out to the guys up there in Athens. Category 31, Wooden Barrel Aged Sour Beer. Recognized. Little Fish Brewing came home with the gold with the Apple Brandy Barrel Maker of Things. Little Fish Brewing does some great beers in Central Ohio. If you haven't checked them out and you see their stuff, I'm going to tell you right now, pick it up. These are fantastic beers. I used to actually hang out with one of the guys that's one of the owners there at the Cincy Beer Fest. Cool crew, great beer.
And you got one of the bigger breweries when you jump down to 32 there. The fruited wood and barrel aged sour.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Russian.
Yeah, Russian River got silver for their instinction, or in. I think it's a typo. I think it says intinction, but I think it would be instinction. Unless Mike Tyson wrote it. I mean, Mike Tyson may have put it together.
Possibly.
Hey, Mike, this is supposed to be instinction. That's what I said. Intinction. You gonna tell him he's wrong? I ain't telling Mike he's wrong. Shit.
Okay, you're right. How do you spell that?
That's intinction. Yeah.
And then the bronze in that category was the Lost Abbey. So
yeah,
bigger name breweries.
Peach Afternoon. And then we had the Keller Beer, Zwicker Beer category, which are two good lager styles. Waxing and Waning from Made West Brewing out of California. You get the Keller Pills from Red Bank, New Jersey, so man, to try to find that when I'm up there.
Oh,
there you got the bronze.
Smoke beer.
Yeah, so smoke beer, one of my favorites. And gold was Smoke Follows Beauty.
That's a great name. I love that because you always hear that, like, trying to go around. I was like, oh, well, smoke follows the beautiful people.
Yeah. From Blind Tiger Brewery and Restaurant. And he had the silver Hellas Rock Beer, which that'd be kind of interesting. Double Clutch Brewing out of Evanston, Illinois. So for JT and for Dave Z from Beer in Front, that's right up there in the area. And Big Daddy Mojo, of course. You'd have that out of Illinois. And then bronze was Dreaming of Bamberg out of Westlake Village, California. What were you going to say?
I said maybe they've had that one.
Maybe. If not, why not check it out? It's deep in Beer Planet right now. Looks like yeah. Actually, these are the winners from the Great American Beer Fest, JV. Just kind of going through, giving some thoughts and seeing who did what. Now, contemporary American style lager, Knoxville got represented. They're from, I want to say that's Yule Beer Company from how it's written with the Toro Ioso.
Oh, on 37 there?
Yeah. And New Realm Brewing, which I've heard of as well. Blackberry Smoke Lager. Sounds interesting. They got the gold. And the bronze was Big Dogs Brewing Company and their Las Vegas lager. I bet Dickie's had that out from Dickie's Beer Reviews.
I feel like I've been to that brewery down there, but I'm not 100% sure. If not, I'll have to remember that one.
Yeah. American Pilsner. So for JT and Dave and Big Daddy, you had On Tour Brewing with their Lightning Wheel get silver in that category. And I know JT loves lagers. That might be something to check out. You may have had that as well. You guys at Atlas Brewworks in DC had Bullpen, which got bronze, and then Creature Comforts, another brewery that's doing some good stuff, got the Classic City Lager out of Atlanta. They got gold, or Athens, yeah.
You really never hear much of anything brewery-wise coming out of DC.
Well, no, I mean, but Other Half's got their spot there, which is a nice little hideaway.
Yeah, but I mean, when you think of Other Half, you don't think of being out of DC.
You think of New York, like, yeah.
Like a satellite. I mean, I know they're like a satellite brewery there, but I just mean like as a mainstay type brewery.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. I don't usually hear a lot of stuff out of there, but I probably need to explore more around that area too.
Because you're how far are you?
Just under an hour now. Yeah.
Okay.
I need to go to Virginia and get some of Virginia beers because they got some pretty good stuff happening. Yeah. where the Has beer place? I know who you're asking for too.
That's my friend.
I know that friend.
We haven't got there yet, JV. We'll get down there.
I wonder if they do have an adjunct lager style on here. I wonder.
I mean, I would think they've got. I don't even know how they even.
But you got to be a craft brewery, I think, for the beer fest. So they couldn't have like any of the macros. And you had interesting ones on here. You had the Hellas Brewing category, number 47. Hellas Lager from Double Clutch Brewing out of Evanston, Illinois. So just up there in around that Chicago area.
When you got the up in Elmhurst, at 44, category 44.
Yeah. Elmhurst, Illinois, the Amberama from Elmhurst. But down in 49, the Vienna Style Lager, 119 entries. Cincinnati, Big Ash Brewing.
Oh, Big Ash, yeah.
There's Symphony. Now, Big Ash, I never got a chance to go to them before I actually left Cincinnati, but a lot of people rave about them in that area and the beers they're actually making up there. So that's a nice one. You probably see some stuff on Todd as well.
I think we had some stuff from there at their last beer fest we went to.
Well, they're always at the beer fest too. I can't remember. I don't know if I had any from the Big Ash show. I probably meant to. Then I may have, and just didn't remember as well. So we had a lot of beer.
Yeah, right. Keep them all straight after a while.
German style Mertzens. Gold Oktoberfest was Mighty Squirrel Brewing out of Waltham, Mass. That's up around Thomas Meadow. The Oktoberfest got the silver out of North Dock, Aurora, Colorado. And then you had Great Dane Oktoberfest out of Great Dane Pub and Brewing in Madison, Wisconsin. I would have thought I would have seen maybe more Wisconsin things on here.
Right.
Wisconsin puts out a lot of beers too. Here. Anything interesting on slide number 3 here?
Let's see.
Pretty cool name for the category 55, Golden or Blonde Ale, the Full Lamonti. Pollyanna Brewing, Lamont, Illinois, got the bronze there. They should have categorized their best title of beer.
There's quite a few things. Well, it's Deschutes there in 47.
Back on 47. Oh yeah. No, that's double. You know what double clutch you saw in category 47? Where'd you see Deschutes?
No, in the bronze, the Otter Encounter. Oh, 57. I'm sorry.
57. Okay. Oh yeah, Otter Encounter. Deschutes is always solid in their beers. Platform Beer, New Cleveland, got international style pale ale. But Platform, I guess they're still, how do they figure into this? Because Platform Beer, I thought was under AB and Bev now.
You're right.
So
yeah.
How are they considered to be a craft beer? Because that's usually kicks you out of being a craft beer. Interesting.
So there's so many like nuances. Like, what qualifies you for a certain category, or
right?
Qualifies you as a craft beer or no longer a craft beer? Yeah, I'm like you, because I would have thought that would have been
like you don't see Wicked Weed, and you don't see like Golden Road or some of the other ones that are under AB and Bev. So how do they get in for that? Maybe a flag to throw on that play. Throw the flag. Challenge.
So then you have like category 61 and 63. To me, would be you have juicy or hazy pale ale, and then you have juicy, hazy, strong pale ale. So what is it, an ABV difference? What makes it strong compared to a normal? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I would bet it's probably something like an ABV.
That was a clean sweep by California on the strong pale ale.
You know what? You got India Pale Ale. I'm not seeing under half anywhere, so I'm kind of like,
I know, right?
Is there a West Coast bias here? What's happening? And I know that's come up with some other things, like people talk about some of the ones that get in there, but Fatheads has made the list for a strong red ale. They got a bronze for Bonehead. I haven't had that one from them before. They're out of, obviously, from Ohio. I'm surprised their Gumball Head did show up. Everybody loves their Gumball Head.
Oh, yeah. Mad Tree's on there, too. They got a gold.
Yeah, Happy Amber. They got the gold.
Yeah.
I think when I went to Mad Tree and shot the video with Mike and him out there, I think when I was wearing the gold medal, I think that was when they got for Amber before in the past, too. It's a great Amber ale.
Oh, it is? Yeah, it's really good.
Their brown ale was really good, too. Their gnarly brown.
Yeah, they make some good stuff. That brewery was just so freaking huge, though.
Well, now it's become such a gathering place between not just drinking beer, but they do a lot of soccer games and a bunch of other stuff. So a lot of just, bring the family, the kids go run through whatever.
Well, I feel like that's what was going on that day when we were down there with Joe and his dad. And Rick was down.
Yeah.
We went to Mad Tree. That was after when you departed from us, and then Mad Tree. And I feel like that was going on that day because that place was packed, and I think there was a soccer game going on then. And I was like,
Yeah, that was a big hangout for a lot of the games when they have them there. But it's like for me, I like to go to a brewery and chill like we did, like at Street Side or Braxton, and just relax, kick back and stuff.
Oh yeah, I like more of the. Like I had nothing against Mad Tree, and it would have been different probably if it wasn't so crowded. But I was like, I'm kind of like you. I'd just rather have like a small, quaint little place to just sit back and chill and just relax and have decent conversations, and I feel like you have to scream the whole time you're there. Of course, could have been after the fact that we've been to a handful of breweries and had a bunch of beers, and that was the last place we went to, I believe.
Yeah, that's the last one you guys hit, or did you guys hit that and somewhere else? That would have been the fourth brewery.
We might have went to Lisherman.
Because I thought you guys said you left Mad Tree. I think you guys did go to Lisherman maybe by Xavier.
It might have been Lisherman after that.
Yeah.
It might have been when my brother and his now ex-wife picked us up, and we went to Mad Tree after that, I believe.
Yeah, Darkness was a good vibe too.
Yeah, Darkness was cool.
Yeah, some interesting categories they got here and stuff, but I mean, I guess the overall feel that I would say from a lot of this is, again, you see these things come out, and there's some beers that do sound interesting, but don't just base everything off of maybe where beers get ranked as highly. I mean, you got to follow your own palate and enjoy what you enjoy. And some of these things that we show, like some of the average ratings are better than the actual, maybe where they were rated here by these judges, whoever the judges were. It's like, they got a goal, but their average rating on Untappd is like a 3.7. Why is that so great?
Now here's one. This was happening to scroll through. Category 93, sweet stout or cream stout. The gold medal winner was out of Indianapolis, and I've been to that brewery. That one's actually.
Was that Sun King?
No, it's kind of a German style. It's called the Gugman Haus, Huas. Or Haus Brewing Company.
Well, that's not too far from you then. Yeah. Well, you also have Carmel, Indiana, under stout, category 92, got a bronze for Inside the Moon.
Oh, yeah.
Flicks Brew House.
So Carmel is like a suburb of Indianapolis. That's where all the it's kind of the ritzy neighborhoods where a lot of the Colts players and the Pacer players live, is in Carmel.
Yeah. That was category 90. Medora Brown Ale was actually probably one of my favorite beers from Cigar City. They got the bronze for that one.
Oh, yeah. There's another one from Knoxville in that same category.
Oh, yeah. Orange Hat Brewing.
Orange Hat Brewing Company. Huh.
Live at the Ryman. That fruit beer platform got a second one there too for silver for secondhand lines.
Which one?
Number 89 category.
Oh yeah, down at the bottom. Okay, right at the top there. Yep.
Yeah, it's just interesting just to see some of the things on here because all the good beer stuff you have, and you're like, one, did they submit an entry into it? Because they may not have. As you can see, the entries waiver, but then it's just like it is. I will say it's just subjective, but it's going to be what are the judges actually looking at when they actually rate these out? Are they rating again? You get to the whole thing: is it for style or is it for taste? What is it actually working out?
So here's one. I don't know, maybe James and Big Daddy and those guys have been to. So if you go to the next page, Brewery of the Year awards.
Yeah.
0 to 250 barrels brewery, and Brewer of the Year was Double Clutch Brewing Company in Evanston.
Yeah, Double Clutch, Evanston, Illinois.
So everybody on here watching has actually had anything from them.
Well, Left Hand got it for 15,001 to 100,000 barrels. Which Left Hand does good beer out of Colorado.
It's funny. You would think like some of these people would have at least got bronze or better in some of the categories, and I don't even think Left Hand was on any of those.
Yeah.
I guess it's an.
I think they may have won. I thought I might have seen them on something when they got it.
Yeah, they may have been. But I guess that's not necessarily just a breakdown of a particular beer style. It just, they could have got fourth in 10 categories or something, which number-wise would put them, over the top.
I mean, that was just
definitely interesting.
Something just to check out, something different here tonight that we were looking at there from the awards. And not all the award stuff is always great. We talked about a few, brought up a couple weeks ago about the whole Allagash White when they got bronze, but nobody got a gold and silver in that awards thing either. Just like if you're the best one, you should at least get a gold, and your second and third should get bronze and silver. But it's the whole thing with beer, I guess, the craft beer world, how things get done, and I don't know.
whatever floats your boat, I guess, right?
I guess whatever fills your glass. So let me see. Let me go back up, get some of the comments here.
Speaking of filling a glass, I can still hear you. I'm gonna grab another beer though.
Need some quads in there, son. Yeah, they do. I mean, they had the Belgian style stuff, but I didn't see anything in here for any of the quads or the doubles or the triples. And you know what? If it's not coming from Belgium, maybe you don't want to put it on there just because you're not going to compare it to the actual true thing as well. And it's all American breweries. I wish they did have more for the international stuff, which I guess though that would be kind of the World Cup Beer Awards. That would have all the international things, which would be something where you could check that out. Emerson said, watch the review. One, you do not age. Nice. Two, you said it was like drinking a Chris Frito. I love Fritos. I would continue my plan to serve only the beverage during the holidays. Cheers. Yeah, it definitely had like a little bit of a Frito type feel for the Milwaukee's best. You definitely had that sense of the corn coming through. But, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible. You got to look at things and what they actually are. So Milwaukee's best ice. That's what Emerson said about that when you just watched the video on it. I try to stay young. I work with a lot of millennials, so hanging out with them. Drinking tea tonight, damn Gilbert. Hope you're feeling better, homie.
Yeah, no kidding. That sucks.
Is it a hot toddy, teammate? You got a little whiskey in there? Help you sleep later. You just hope you get the feeling better. That sucks. Yeah, I just saw a thing in the news tonight about for those that have kids in school, there's like a viral thing going around or something. But like it's not COVID, but it's basically kids are getting sick from something where it's like respiratory type thing.
Oh. I hear out in the news they were talking about, I think it was fentanyl or some kind of thing that people are trying to pass off.
In the candy thing?
Yeah.
I've heard about the fentanyl and the candy stuff too.
Yeah.
It was just like, yeah.
it's like a big thing, not necessarily like in our particular area, but locally, I guess, local enough for where it was on the news. Like it was a big, red flag warning.
Yeah, interesting. Where do I get my Twitter thing? Let me check my Twitter. There was an interesting Twitter thing I saw. Speaking of Halloween, and it was about which of the candies you would kick out, right? So for me, there's only one. I mean, let's see if I can find it here. If I can find it, I'll pull up the picture of it because for me, there was only one choice to actually do based on the candies they had there. Where is it? Oh, my tweets and replies. Help me, Tom Cruise. Where is it at here? Oh, hope I can find it here. As I'm scrolling. Catch me scrolling. Hey,
Mentioned it. I figured I'd have one.
What did you pull up? Oh, you had a gumball head there.
Yeah.
Nice.
As you didn't see it on the list, I was like, oh, I got one in the fridge. I'll grab one.
Very nice. When did I respond to this thing here? Come on. Yingling Hershey's. Did you get any Yingling Hershey's yet this year? Are you going to pick up any?
I have not. Have you?
No, it's not like something I'll probably hunt down or try to find. Or anything.
I just happen to, if I just happen to stumble across it or something, and I might give it a go again.
The initial flavor is always good, but then that thinness of it too doesn't always work for me.
I feel like that's one. I feel like that's one that changes from year to year or whatever. I feel like every time I've had it, it's always been a little bit different.
Yeah.
Shit. Like in their trial version, that was by far the best one that they've had. Now that they've made it I guess, wide distribution, I think it's definitely changed.
Right. Damn it. I can't find it here.
What are you looking at?
I was looking at my Twitter thing. I was looking to where I replied to this tweet.
Oh.
Because, there it is. I'm looking at this side. I was looking at something else. Let me see if I can find it here. I was going to ask you or the people watching, like, which candy would you kick out?
The candy.
Find it. Yeah. Let's see. I'm like, why would you even put that in there? Like, it's got to be the worst one. But I'm trying to find it. Yeah, Duke's Mayo and Champion Brewing bringing out their beer together.
Is it mayo flavored?
I would hope not, but it's supposed to go with stuff on the grill. Yeah, here it is right here. Okay. Let me grab it here. So, since we are in the Hollywood season, where's my share screen at? There we go. Of these Hollywood, what the fuck am I talking about? Of these Halloween candy, and you can answer in the comments, everybody, as well. Let me get Gilbert's comment off of there. You have to get rid of one. Which one are you getting rid of?
Just on the screen.
Just on the screen. Only the ones in here. I'll go ahead and let you guys settle in for a second while I get another beer here to crack open.
What's
people can chime in with their comments. There should only be one obvious answer, by the way. I'm just saying.
I just saw that. Now I'm thinking now. Just out of curiosity, what's the good and plenty? And don't they have different flavors for that one?
Yeah, like the purple and the white candies, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think it'd be obvious too, but it could be different.
It shouldn't be.
Well,
it shouldn't be. I mean, unless you're like under the age of 25, maybe 30, maybe because the candy's not even made anymore. But if you're a Gen Xer, there should be one candy that sticks out like that was never really good. But that's just me. I don't want to influence anybody.
I think you're saying, to me, it's in the middle at the bottom.
The Raisinets?
Yeah.
Those are pretty bad too. I'll say that.
But my other one would have been, well, I don't know. Which one would you have chosen?
Oh, I can tell you the one I chosen. I was trying to see anybody else put anything in the comments.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wait and see what they say first. But to me,
I want to see what
I don't know. I might take it.
Thank you, JT.
I was looking at it have been like Almond Joy or Mounds.
Anybody else? I'll give people 10 seconds and they want to type anything in before I announce what my candy's going to be. And I just cracked open the Oliver Bruin. I had this before the Broncos and Zip Hoodies Espresso Brown Ale. What's the review? I actually do have reviews for the channel that are already recorded. I just haven't had time this week to upload them, so I will be dropping a bunch of videos this weekend that'll be coming out as well for some of the beers. All right. So let's see here.
Is that just asking because it looks different on the screen? That Hershey's bar, is that just the regular Hershey's bar?
Yeah, it's a regular Hershey's.
Okay, kind of looks silverish looking.
Oh yeah, well that's like the reflected off the wrapper there. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's why I was wondering. I was like, maybe that's a variant of that one or something. Okay.
Which made me think. They don't make Chunky anymore. I don't think. I remember Chunky when we were kids. Like the little block candy bars, like in a silver wrapper.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I haven't seen those in a long time.
Yeah. Well, for me, which wasn't even a hard choice, although you do bring up the Raisinets, which Raisinets is kind of in there as a contender, but it had to be this son of a bitch right here, the Good and Plenty, just like the good old pill popping candy of the 80s.
Yeah, boy, that's why I was asking. I was like, is that some sort of like a special flavor? I wasn't sure. It looked like the normal, but I was like, yeah, that would be. I was going there first. That's why I asked you that one.
I mean, that's definitely not Gen X and more the baby boomer with the Good and Plenty candy. I'm just saying that's not something that. Yeah. But definitely one. There's my guy right there. Good and Plenty. See ya.
I could eliminate 4 with ease for sure.
Well, if I had to rank them out, for me, Good and Plenty, Raisinets, and then after that, Nestle Crunch.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a Crunch person at all.
Okay.
And then after that, it probably, believe it or not, would be the Hershey's chocolate. I was never a big fan of the Hershey's chocolate. No, Mounds. Mounds would be.
I was gonna say, wait.
And then fifth would be Hershey's chocolate. Those would be my 5.
See, I would have gone. I had the top 2, the same top 2 as yours. Good and Plenty, Raisinets. Then I'd probably go Almond Joy and Mounds either way, or 3 or 4. For me,
what was your 5th?
But I like the Crunch and the Hershey's, but I like them. Yeah, they are kind of plain Jane. It's just chocolate, but
yeah,
if you put them in the refrigerator and the freezer, man, they're so good.
Would you have a 5th one you would get rid of after those other ones?
Yeah, 5th one would probably, out of what's on the screen here, would probably be the Swedish Fish.
What? The Swedish Fish? Really?
Yeah.
You weren't a fan of them?
No, I like them, but if I had to get rid of one, I would just take all the other ones. I don't know. What's that? Maybe. No, yeah, probably the Swedish Fish. Or maybe.
All right. Stick to your guns. Stick to your guns.
Or maybe even the Twizzlers one. That'd be close.
Twizzlers. Wow.
I mean, I like them both, but if out of what's on the screen, I would probably rather have the others.
Now, if I had to choose 5 that I could take out of this stack, obviously number 1 is right here, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. That's just get your ass in the bag. You're coming home. Second would probably be Snickers.
Yep.
Third would probably be Sweet Tarts.
See, for me it'd be the peanut M&Ms.
Well, the Sweet Tarts for me for the third, and then fourth would probably be
your first two. I'd agree with those. That's why I said my third one would be peanut M&Ms. So your fourth would be.
Fourth would probably. Oh, I'm in a conundrum here, trying to think of which one I would want more. I was never really into the Take 5 as much because that came later on, but might be Starburst, might be my fourth. And then
Really?
and then the fifth one now in this day and age that I would take, and I didn't eat it as much. You know what? I take that back. It wouldn't be Starburst. The fourth and the fifth, because both of these I got into later on, it would be the Milky Way, because I never really had that much as a kid. And then it would be the fifth would probably be Baby Ruth. No, sorry, Three Musketeers. I love those now. Put them in the fridge. Oh, yeah. Those are damn good. I didn't have them as much as a kid. I don't know why I didn't eat them as much as a kid, but I just didn't get them as much as a kid.
So is the one next to the Crunch Bar, is that 1,000 grand also?
Yeah. Those were popular back in the day.
100 grand or whatever?
Yeah, well, those are 100,000 grand. Those are popular. Yeah. Right here.
It's like the glare of the way they shot that. It's hard to read it.
Yeah.
So for me, fourth and fifth for me. So what I say, Snickers and Reese's would be 1, 2. Peanut M&Ms would be 3. 4, I'm gonna have to say. Oh man. Now can these be cold, like in the refrigerator or whatever?
However you want them.
Okay.
Like Tupac, however you want it.
However you want it. Let's see. Fourth would probably be, for me, probably the Twix.
Twix is a good call. I can see that. I see Twix.
And then probably the Baby Ruth. The Baby Ruth, I think.
Ruth.
I think the Baby Ruth is underrated.
It probably is. I mean, candy bars, it's a tough field.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, it's chocolate. So, I mean, where can you go wrong there?
Yeah.
And a close fifth I was kind of debating was Milk Duds. I like Milk Duds.
I feel like Milk Duds are like, if you're in a movie, okay, but if you're out of a movie, you don't really think about them. Like there's like there's movie candy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Milk Duds and
Shannon likes to pour them in her popcorn, like the Milk Duds, and then
I've heard about that too. Yeah,
a little bit, kind of like warm and start gooing a little bit, and it softens them up too. But Milk Duds aren't good if they'll pull your cavities or your fillings and stuff out if you ain't careful.
But what's not on here that was always like tearing up the roof of your mouth with the damn Now-Laters.
Oh, Now-Laters.
Yeah.
Now-Laters and the sugar, was it Sugar Baby? No, not Sugar Baby.
Yeah, Sugar Daddies. The little candy on the stick with the caramel.
Yeah.
It was like pure sugar caramel. Yeah, Sugar Daddy. Yeah, the babies were like the little like raisinette type things.
Yeah, those things would pull your teeth completely out. Like it'd be. You had to lose tooth, just go eat a Sugar Daddy.
Yeah, I never got into the whatchamacallit. I never got into that one either.
Me either. Do they even make those anymore?
I think they still do. I think this is a more recent thing.
I would think so, but
I would think it is, but I haven't seen Good. I say Good and Plain. I don't know if they still make it. I think they still make it, but it shouldn't be.
isn't whatchamacallit kind of like a Nutty Buddy or something? Like kind of the wafer type?
No, I mean I think it's a candy bar. It's just
it is? Okay.
yeah.
Well, I was thinking like the insides was kind of like the wafer or whatever. I don't know, maybe not. I could be thinking something.
You got the Rollos in here, but I never really got into them. I feel like the Rollos were kind of like a fancy type candy. I felt like if I had a cousin come over from England, they would have Rollos in their pocket. You know what I mean? It felt like it was just a little bit. Rollos and Werthers were like just a fancy.
Also coming from the guy that never had a fried bologna sandwich until a couple of years ago. So
you're saying I should be the guy with them in my pocket? Is that what you're saying?
Just saying.
Oh man,
he was from England or something and didn't know it.
Can't get away from the fried bologna sandwich, I tell you. Let me see here. Get some of these comments. Unibrew and Brew in Coopertown agree for Belgium. So I forgot the name of the latter. Well, yeah, they definitely are solid. Unibrew.
Oh yeah, they are good.
The long tail was with that in the middle of the NFL game with Amazon Prime.
I saw the JT. I was thinking, what the hell is that? Is that a movie or is that an album or something? I was like, that's all the same thing. I was like, I don't even know what's going on.
I feel like she's fell out of favor with a lot of people over the last couple of years, for whatever reason. Have a zero scotch for Toddy a bit early for head cold season. Zero scotch. You need to have some scotch for it. You can do bourbon. You can put some bourbon in it. Yeah. You know, we are in America. We'll put all kinds of shit and stuff that don't.
Yeah, right. We'll just call whatever we want.
Yeah. 5-minute promo for a new album for sale on Amazon. You know, interesting thing I found out about Amazon, like during these football games, they can't have alcohol ads because it goes against their sponsorship or whatever. So you won't see any ads for beer, wine, or like spirits on there.
Now that you said it, I don't think I have.
Yeah, you won't see it on there because that's how they're set up there. So, just went down the wrong throat. I know the beer couldn't believe they couldn't be on there either. Beer was like, wait a second. Oh, you're just thinking about Jay. We may have a half dozen of those candies up here. Yeah, you probably do. And see, JT knows. Hated Good and Plenty. Yeah. Somebody put Good and Plenty in your freaking trick-or-treat bag. You're like, really? Why don't you just give me
remember that house will come back and egg away.
Yeah. Why don't you just give me the 50 pennies and I'll buy my own?
Whatever,
penny wrappers. Yeah. Like, I didn't have time to get candy. Here's 50 cents. Go get your own candy. That's pure laziness, mister.
What did I do to piss you off? I didn't.
And even Gilbert said Good and Plenty. He likes black because they did taste like black liquor. So he's like, yeah, Good and Plenty would be the one to go. And he likes black liquor, but that was just terrible.
My dad used to love black licorice. He always liked the black jelly beans, you know.
And with the Good and Plenty, it was just like someone brought up, like, weren't there like pills, like pill popper type design from the 80s? Because when you look at them, they look like they were actually like pills, like back in the time when doctors were prescribing all kinds of drugs. Like people that are around in the 80s know what I'm talking about.
Well, they probably
like the whole party type thing where people were getting loose and all that kind of stuff. That's how the candy was kind of shaped.
Well, they're probably on the shelf right next to the candy cigarettes.
Probably. Yeah, we had candy cigarettes back then. That would probably freak out some millennial or Gen Z kid now. Like, wait a minute, that's a candy cigarette? Like,
right?
Yeah.
I remember used to eating those or getting them and like,
yeah.
You know, the little sugar on them, you can like puff on them a little bit, like
and they'll blow it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the ones that were gum didn't last that much longer than the ones that were in the trading cards either.
No.
Yeah. I still eat all of that. Yeah. I can eat most of it, but yeah, I got like little fight. What I do now to get my little candy fix, I keep like the fun size Snickers in the fridge. I just grab one here and there and it satisfies. It's Snickers. It satisfies. That's what it does. I'll take a York and a dozen. The pepper patties were better than York, mind you. I like the patties.
Yeah, the only bad thing with the York bars was like
there's a York peppermint patty.
It wouldn't taste the same.
Yeah.
Unless you're just drinking water.
I lose a good and plenty Twizzlers, Swedish Fish, Hershey's Plain, and Milk Duds. Wow. See, I like Swedish Fish. Swedish Fish, you got to understand, Swedish Fish was like the pre-gummy bear.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That was like the pre-gummy bear before gummy bear hit the scene. People would be into the Swedish Fish, and I've always enjoyed those. You get those like little penny type stores.
I mean,
Twizzlers,
I do like the Swedish Fish, but
and Twizzlers you could use as a straw, you know, when you're drinking things because it was all hollowed out inside, so they're easy.
right?
Yeah. But you really with Twizzlers, it was more Halloween. And I think Christmas, you would have Twizzlers maybe around. But after that, you didn't miss it through other parts of the year.
I don't know. My brother gets Twizzlers or he used to. I don't know if he still does, but he used to get Twizzlers all the time.
But you go to the penny store and you would get the little skinnier type licorice as well, too. Not like the big fat ones like Twizzlers. Keepers, Baby Ruth, Snickers, Reese's, York, 100 grand. Nothing wrong with that, keeping. I like that too.
I can go with you on that one too.
Yeah. I haven't had 100,000 grand in a long time either. Dark horse is Skittles. Skittles, I agree, Gil, but Skittles are solid. I mean, and I looked there, sweet tarts were always my jam. I'd go through some sweet tarts like crazy. But I'd have Skittles once in a while. Emerson says, wait, you kick out Crunch, you keep 100 grand, which is the same with caramel. No, the Crunch was texture-wise a little different. With this reason, caramel is a portal to your heart. Yeah, you said nothing about Rolo. Sus, dude. See, some of them say Rolo, right? Because it's like, I told you, it's like the fancy kind of candy, you know?
Yeah, right.
It's like some kid comes out, I'm Charlie from England. Would you like a Rolo? Look at him like Charlie Murphy. A Rolo. I know a Rollo.
Oh, yeah. Where are you from? Nobody says like that yet.
Why you talk like that?
You're not from these parts, are you?
Mr. Fancy Pants over here. Look like
Double
Oliver
D.
Twist. Yeah. Double D's in the house. What's up, Obi? Brother Todd, Almond Joy, Snickers, Baby Ruth, Reese Cold, and Raisinets. Raisinets. You want to keep Raisinets. Wow. That's the one Todd would kick out. I wouldn't be behind him too much. I would kick him after a point there, too. And if I ate Milk Duds now, loved them as a kid. Good old Milk Duds. But again, Milk Duds, if I looked on here and I would say movie candy, I would think Milk Duds, I would think M&M's, I would think Mike and Ike. They don't have Reese's Pieces, but that would be another one.
Reese's Pieces, yeah, for sure. Kit Kat.
The Red Hots, I would always think of them. It's kind of like some of the movie type candy. Well, and Raisinets was always at the movies.
Raisinets was always at the wasn't Kit Kat also?
It might have been. I mean, they had candy bars there too, like Reese's and stuff. But I just think of the easy ones that you like in the box where you just pour them into your hand or something. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
I was thinking movie candies. I was thinking where you can stop at the Dollar General store and just pick up a dollar candy and stuff it in your wife's purse.
Back in the day, back in the day, you know, you go to movies on a date with your girl, and it'd be like, you got your purse, right? Yeah, okay, swing over here, Walgreens or whatever the store, CVS, whatever it may be, whatever. And you get the candy in there, you put them in the purse or whatever, and just take it. That was back in the day. Funniest thing is back in the day, one year we went and we were dating, me and Janice, and we actually went to the movies with a double date with one of my friends and his girl. We went to eat a Ponderosa ahead of time. We actually were getting wings and stuff off the mini buffet, wrap them in napkins, all that kind of stuff, throw them in the purse, get to the movie. We had some wings later on if we wanted over something.
There you go. He was like tailgating in the movie theaters.
Back when Ponderosas were around, you had that grand buffet. Why not? You know?
You know, that's the same with those too. Like you go to the Dollar Tree and buy the Milk Duds for $1. And it's the same exact box you're gonna buy at the movie theaters for like $6 or whatever candy is there nowadays. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, because they rack it up there. Yeah. Yeah, I always hit the store, but it's funny when you first start doing it because you're nervous, like you're afraid you're gonna get caught and everything. So you get something like Reese's Pieces, where it's in that box, and you're walking, and you're trying to walk slow because if you walk too fast, it'll start shaking and making sounds. Yeah.
Right.
If you got the M&Ms, you're okay because they were in the bag. They didn't really make as much noise. But you got the Reese's Pieces or Red Hots or something like that where it was kicking around inside the cardboard box. If you went too fast, it'll start making noises. And you have to slow down a little bit there.
Either that or like the when the lights go down, all of a sudden you hear like the can, like a can.
Oh yeah, you're the kid. Yeah. What the hell? Yeah, before a few years ago, back in Newport, Kentucky, the AMC theater, they were actually on the levee. And you've seen it there on the levee before.
Mm-hmm. When
they first opened, there used to be restaurants and stuff in there where it was like you were able to bring in any food if you had picked up something there, as long as it wasn't like popcorn or like hot dogs and that. But you could literally pick up like stuff from one of the restaurants, like a Euro or something like that, everything, and bring it in with you. It's like, why would you not do that rather than pay the movie prices?
Oh, right. Yeah. Plus, you're getting way better food too.
Yeah. The only thing that was kind of sensible at the movie theater was if you got like a beer, because you would get like 28-ounce beer, and that would be like $7-8 on something like that, and you'd be like, oh, that's better than the ballpark prices, you know. Right. Everything else was like a little bit higher marked up than what that was.
Hey, there's nothing more of a markup though than the popcorn.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I mean, you pay what, $8 or $10 for a medium or a large, and it probably costs them all like 50 cents to make.
Yeah. Yeah, the score bar wasn't on there either. That was there. There was a few things that weren't missing between the score bar and, like I said, like now and laters weren't on there. What else not there? The old chunky, but I don't think they make the chunky anymore. That's not on there. Nowadays, you got all kinds of stuff. Like you have so many different variants of Reese's type candies.
Yeah.
Like you have gummy bears that aren't on there now. Like those are popular, of course. So, yeah. I'm trying to think of any of the old school ones that might have been popular too. I mean, there's your Butterfinger right there, right? So
they're now and later. So yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think.
They don't have the Fun Dip. I mean,
well, yeah.
He does Pixie Sticks, yeah.
Now is that Halloween candy that they're showing there, or is that just the movie like candy?
She just said, what is the worst candy in this picture?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so
because I would have thrown on there like the what are those peanut butter kisses or whatever? They're like the black and
white. Oh, you don't like those? I forgot about that. But yeah, but Hershey Kisses aren't on there. Any of those? Yeah.
Oh yeah, or just the Hershey. Yeah, just the Hershey. Yeah, any kind of the Hershey Kisses.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess those. I don't even know what you call those peanut butter kisses. Is that what they were called?
They had different ones, but it might have been the peanut butter kisses. Yeah.
Like they weren't terrible, but they weren't. They're just not like. It's kind of one of those deals where you just get them. You go to somebody's door and you're for Halloween. You're like, what?
Didn't they have like a cherry type kiss or something too? Like or
I don't know. Well, Hershey's did. They had like a. I don't know if they had like a cherry drop inside of it or something, like a chocolate cherry type kiss or whatever.
Yeah. But you also don't have any of the gums. You don't have Bubble Yum. You don't have Hubba.
Well, yeah.
What was it? Bubble Yum. What was the other one? It was Bubble Yum and Bubblicious. Bubblicious. You don't have the Big Chew gum.
Yeah.
So you don't have any of the gums out there. Chiclets, any of that.
Do you remember?
Chiclets was one of the ones they put in your bag too on Halloween. I was never a big fan of getting Chiclets candy.
Do you remember that gum that they had when we were kids when it was like a zebra?
Yes. I know you're going to say zebra, and that was one of my favorite gums to actually have. I used to love that gum.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I did not dislike it, but I was just saying, like, I could. What was the name of it? Do you remember what the name of it was?
It was one of the ones from Wrigley. I think.
Yeah.
I think it was. I won't say it was zebra head, but
Were they different flavors inside the pack? I don't
yeah.
remember. They were
And
different.
they were more like tropical type fruit stuff.
Yeah.
Fruit Stripe. It was Fruit Stripe. Yeah.
Yeah, there you
You
go.
can still get those though.
Can you really?
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever seen those. And jeez.
Yeah, I'm looking online right now. Oldtimecandy.com. Fruit Stripe. Fruit Stripe Yipe Stripes are 17 pieces to a pack. Do you remember the 5 flavors and sweet smell? It's still there. Do you remember gum wrapper chains? Fruit Stripe is one of the few gums still being packaged in wrappers that can be made into chains. Never made the wrappers into chains, but I guess that was something that was done there.
Huh. Yeah.
Comments 8322. Anita R says, love it. My favorite gum. 61922. Leslie W says, different wrapper. He remembers a different wrapper, a little bum, but still fine. So yeah, that was one of the like gums that were like your stick gum, like that, Big Red, those type of things. Fruit Stripe was one of my favorite. Big Red was one right behind it though too, with the cinnamon.
Oh yeah,
I love that cinnamon type feel.
So yeah, I still see those all the time, but I don't know that ever. Next time I go out, I don't want to miss you now. I want to find that because I'm gonna get some if I see it.
You probably get off of Amazon. They probably send.
Well, that's why I'm wondering. Like, yeah, they may make it, but do they actually sell it in stores, or do you have to order it online?
I would say you probably will find it in specialized candy stores, like some of those ones that do the old candies and stuff. But you go online, like the place I went to was oldtime.com, and they had it there.
I'm just thinking like out and about the grocery stores or whatever. I'm wondering if, like at Meijer or something, just they have it on the candy aisle or something.
Yeah.
Don't forget, I'm at the look now.
I'm gonna miss it for free. What if you get a Jungle Jim Jump? They might have it. If they get anything else.
I'd be surprised if you couldn't get it. I mean, what can you not get at Jungle Gems?
Milk does fuck with my teeth. Yeah. They get stuck in there. Yeah. Oh, Jolly Ranchers. Yeah, Jolly Ranchers could mess you up a little bit too there. As far as like what time you're getting down there, because after a certain point, you have them and you're sucking at first, but at the point you go to bite them, and then when you bite them, it start breaking up in between your teeth, and yeah, those can be a little crazy. There's some good flavors of Jolly Ranchers, though.
I eat them every now and again at work.
There's another one, Zero. That's another candy bar. Very favorite of mine now. Very hard to find. Forgot about Zero. Yep, Mary Jane's. I used to love some of the Mary Jane. That was one of the ones I used to like getting. I pulled a cap off one of my motors with it. Damn.
I'll say those cavity pullers for sure. Or pull out for sure.
Pull out. Raleigh Red by Gizmo. Nice. Yeah, always good to get a red ale. Hey, Didi, if you haven't seen it, Nosferatu is out. I know Big Daddy Mojo is happy he was able to pick up some just recently, but it is out now. That's a great Imperial red ale. Mostly cell phone provider and insurance ads. Oh, yeah, for the football game on Prime. And a toddy without a smoky blend of scotch. So, I mean, again, we're in the States, so it's just like pour something into it and we're good kind of thing. But I've seen whiskey from bourbon being used to scotch, and yeah.
I always thought like a hot toddy was just with bourbon.
Yeah. So it all depends where you're at.
Yeah.
Benzos. I never heard of Benzos. That might have been a Canadian candy. Now we have Mentos, the fresh maker. I used to eat the shit out of them when I was in school back in the day. Like we used to have like a company store in our school, like in our high school, 9th through 12th. So you go there before homeroom in the morning and you get like cookies or candy or whatever during the course of the day. And we always have like the different flavors of Mentos. And I always get like some peanut butter cookies or something like that and everything. Good and plenty, or say like suppositories have a real weird texture. I like black liquors, but not those. Well, some say suppositories, some say like lose. But yeah. Who knows? Good and plenty may have been used in both situations. Love licorice lifesavers. Lifesavers is another one that could be on there too. All the different flavors you have for the lifesavers from back in the day.
God, did you ever get those? Did you ever get that as a Christmas present, like the book of lifesavers? It was like
I've never heard of that before.
It was like it looked like an actual book. It kind of closed, and inside it was like 4 or 5 rolls of lifesavers on each side. But it closed. Yeah, but it closed like a book. The only time I ever remember seeing those was at Christmas time.
I've never seen that before or heard of that. That's interesting. Oh, here's another one that could be on there that we used to eat all the time, Pez. Why is there no Pez on there? I used to love some Pez. Definitely would not get rid of the Pez.
Some of them old like Pez dispensers or whatever are worth a lot of money.
I gotta get a Green Lantern one around here somewhere.
But the candy in those things weren't very good though.
The candy?
Yeah.
Oh, I love the candy of the Pez.
Did you really?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Kind of.
I mean, it was. Here's another candy of the '80s. It was basically pill popping, right? You were like, you open up and you pop each one out. We were pill popping candy in the '80s, not even realizing it. You look back on stuff.
Kind of those, but I don't know. I guess they were probably better than I remember what I'm thinking. I always feel like they always seem kind of bland or, I don't know, grainy or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it might have been to your liking there. I mean, it's just another candy, but.
Well, no, I mean, for not liking them a lot, I remember eating a shit ton of them.
I'm going to check this out one more time.
Just see if I remember. Yeah.
Everybody else keeps eating them. Is it just me? I better go back in there and try some more. The Bazooka Joe bubblegum didn't taste like anything after 10 chews, right? I remember going getting the Swedish Fish as penny candy. Yeah, that's what I remember, getting the Swedish Fish, the bubblegum. You were done. Like, by the time you got done reading the comic for Bazooka Joe, it was time to take the gum out.
Yeah.
It was so, at the beginning when you got to Bazooka Joe, it was tough to even chew the damn thing. But after, like, you finally got it worked in, you're like, there's not even any flavor left now. So, yeah.
And then not only that, though, by the time you got down to where there was no flavor, your jaws were hurting so bad from chewing it.
And another one that would get you, too, was the blow pop. You did all that work to get to the center of the blow pop, and then the gum would only last for a certain amount of time. And it's just like, right. All the work I put in to get here, and now I got to get rid of it. Yeah. Another one that's not on there that I would get rid of, though, if it would have been Tootsie Roll. I was never a big Tootsie Roll fan.
The Tootsie Roll in general?
Huh?
Like just the Tootsie Roll?
Just any of the Tootsie Rolls, even the Tootsie Roll lollipops. I was never a fan of them. Really.
Yeah, I was going to say I like those better than the blow pops, even.
Yeah, Tootsie Roll would have been one I'd have kicked to the curb.
I don't mind Tootsie Rolls.
Have Bazooka bubblegum didn't taste like anything at 10. I remember getting. Oh yeah, we already did that one there. And remember string licorice. Yeah, string licorice. Love the strawberry flavor. You braided a bow tie, sweaty, sticky that time with lint. Yeah. Yeah, that could happen. I need Red Hots in my life. Red Hots were good. I liked Red Hots.
Red Hots were good.
Suppository is too funny. Yeah. Well, it tasted like ass, so maybe that was sort of supposed to go.
Yeah, maybe they were used that suppositories.
It was like hint. The milkshake bar tastes like a malted milkshake. It was so good it destroyed so the people in the world could focus on daily life. I never heard of the milkshake bar.
And neither. That just made me think of it. You said malted milkshake. I was like, where are the milk balls? The milk duds.
Yeah. Now, I will tell you what's not on the list that once, at least for me, when I got older and I discovered it, I was like, where have you been in my life? And that's the damn Cadbury candy bars. The Cadbury chocolate is just on a different level. It's like you get addicted to those chocolate bars real quick. It's just like don't even pick them up because it's like crack. Once you start going in, you're stuck. So
it's like the McDonald's Coke. It's way better than everything else.
Yeah, you find out why people go crazy with those Cadbury eggs when they get them at Easter time. And a candy corn would have been on that list. Candy corn would have been definitely out too.
Oh, candy corn, yeah.
I'm sorry, candy corn's got to go. Got to go. Got to go.
What? That just made me think of another one. Like Payday. Payday's not on there.
Oh yeah, Payday's not. You're right. That'd be another one too. Yeah.
Of course, I'm sure there's a lot of them that's not on there, but
Payday was pretty popular though.
as I was gonna say, I was like, I would think that'd be on there.
Well, Swedish Fish is here twice. I don't know why it's on there twice like that, but yeah. But Fifth Avenue's on here. I don't remember really doing Fifth Avenue that much. I don't know if I've ever had Fifth Avenue actually. I know about it. I don't think I've ever had it.
Aren't the Fifth Avenues kind of like a Tootsie Roll type?
Maybe that's why I never had it.
I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, I don't remember having many of them either.
Kit Kat was one I started to like more later in life as well. It's like, is it a cookie or is it a candy bar? I don't know what's going on right now. It's like Ricky Bobby with the hands all over again. You
I do like Kit Kats are good.
You can get chunky for $5 and below. I can bring you some that come that way. I haven't had chunky in so long. I mean, I'm not going to turn down candy because I like candy. So
Chunky. I don't know that I've ever. I don't know if I ever had that one.
I've never seen a Wonder Bar. I don't know if that was something we had in the States. Have you ever seen a Wonder Bar, Gilbert said?
I feel like I've heard of it, but I don't. That's another one I'm not really sure.
Good and Plenty is nasty. That's why I don't like vermouth in my martini. Well, you got to have vermouth in a martini, but yeah, Good and Plenty is, yeah. Charles Brockey would say terrible. Yeah, Tootsie Roll, yeah. Oh, Charleston Chew. That's another one as well.
Oh yeah, Shannon loved those. Like you got to. That's one though you'd have to put in the freezer and the refrigerator for the
That was really more popular back in the 80s and early 90s. I think it kind of, I don't know if it's as popular now or kind of fell off. I don't see it as much. Starburst is straight up from England, where they are called opal fruits. Really? I've never heard of them coming from England as opal fruits. Worst teeth candy, Jujubes. Jujubes are bad, but I'm gonna stick with. Well, that's for teeth, and we're talking about teeth or just the mouth. Because I'm gonna say now and later is still pretty bad too, though.
Yeah.
You scratch the shit out of your mouth with those. But Jujubes will be in the mix. Sugar Daddy's another tooth killer. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go. Gilbert said I used to get the Lifesavers book as a stocking stuffer every
year.
Right.
Yeah. That's where I always got it. Was in my stocking every time.
Yeah. I never heard of that before.
I feel like it was like you opened it up and both sides, there was either 4 or 5 on each. We kind of opened up like a book, and each side had its own, like a variety pack of Lifesavers in it.
Mars Bar, Goobers, Heath Bar, Mr. Those are 3 good ones too.
Yeah, the Heath Bar.
Yeah, those are good ones. There was candy that was on an elastic string and you wore it in your wrist. Another nasty, sweaty candy. Oh, that was kind of like a Pez or kind of a sweet tart type thing where it's like your necklace type thing. But
yes.
I never put it on the wrist. I ate the candy off the string, which is fine. Right. I don't know anybody that really wore them around. But on a hot day in North Carolina or where you were in Michigan in the past, I wouldn't recommend wearing them as actual jewelry.
And I turned into Kool-Aid.
Yeah. You want some candy? Nope, I'm good. I'm good.
Where's that candy been?
It's on my neck. Okay, now I'm good. I'm gonna stick over here with the now later and tear my mouth up.
I'll make a visit.
Oh yeah, Boston Beans. I remember them too. Yeah. Cadbury certified. Yeah, straight up from England for sure. And and it's just like that's really top notch chocolate that on that candy bar. It's like you have it and you're like, what have I been eating the rest of my life? This is just phenomenal. Cadbury is just solid chocolate.
Oh, the wax lips. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember the wax lips. Now the wax lips, you would mess around, and maybe put the wax lips on.
Yeah.
Wonder Bars also Mr. Goodbar, of course, and Wonka Bars. Ooh, okay. Yeah, Mr. Goodbar. That's another one. Yeah.
I always like Mr. Goodbars. Like in those little like fun size candy bar mix packs or whatever. Where you get like, I always like the Mr. Goodbars in those.
Wonder Bars is chocolate covered peanut butter. Well, I would be on board with them. I just don't think I've ever seen them, but
no kidding.
Chocolate covered peanut butter, I'm on board. Yeah, Big Daddy used to get Lifesavers book too.
Okay, yes. Okay. So I was starting to think it was maybe I was dreaming it up. But...
it was all a dream.
I remember over Christmas I used to get those always in the stocking, or like maybe family gave it to you at Christmas time or whatever, you know.
Now you got me thinking. Let me take a look here.
I was looking at that Wonder Bars. Is it spelled with a U though? Like Wonder W?
Yeah, W-O. Was there a U when you saw?
Yeah, when I looked it up, that's what it came up as.
Is this the book you're talking about? Get off my email list, son.
Yes, there you go.
You can still get it. $5.95. Shit, inflation didn't hit this son of a bitch.
How many rolls were there, though? I feel like it was like on each side when you opened it up. Maybe it wasn't. They just had a cover and there was 5 rolls of...
6 rolls. 6 rolls of world famous candy in a book.
Okay.
The book is a short story and can be used as a stocking stuffer. There you go.
Yeah.
Catch me rolling. Lifesavers. Yeah, so there you go. The Lifesavers book. All right. Chewy peanut butter. That's even better. I just asked my wife if I'm her sugar daddy. She said no because she still works. I'm selling my practice. I guess she'll be my sugar mama. But then is she going to pay for you to be able to golf? That's the only problem there, Didi. Make sure you get golfing as part of the plan.
Yeah. Write that in the part of the deal.
What time are you golfing tomorrow, if you are golfing?
I'd say, what would you say, 8:30ish because of the daylight.
Well, they might be getting some frost down there too.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Chocolate ice cubes, bad. I've never seen chocolate ice cubes.
I don't think I have either.
Saints down 24-35 with 10. Oh, they came back some then.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, Gilbert said, that's the book. That's it. You're going to get that crack pop in your mouth. That shit was sweet as hell. Are you talking about the Pop Rocks?
Yeah, the Pop Rocks, yeah.
Pop Rocks were always good. But then later on, like when I was a kid, like Tart and Tinies, I used to like those as well.
What did they used to say about the Pop Rocks? If you ate them and drank them with something or whatever,
you put them in a soda. You weren't supposed to put them in a soda because it would cause an explosion.
No, but I felt like it was if you ate them and then drank something also on top of it, it would like do something.
It would like in your stomach,
like whatever.
Yeah, it would explode in your stomach with the whole Pop Rocks and the soda.
Because I felt like it was in one of those like scary movies or something. That was one of the ways somebody died in them or something. I don't know.
I thought there was a thing on it.
Pop Rocks. You can still get those too.
Yeah. Yeah, if you like Google, you'll see like all the stuff. Why do Pop Rock? The soda contains bubbles of carbon dioxide, which are trapped inside the soda. As long as the soda bottle caps kept warm, the liquid within the soda dissolves the Pop Rock, releasing the CO2. It's called the elevated formation of the CO2 bubble. So yeah, it's a chemical reaction between Pop Rocks and soda.
Okay. That might have been what it was. That just made me think of another candy you just said. It was the bottle caps.
Oh, I used to love some bottle caps. As much as I like root beer, I feel like the root beer one was kind of off there.
I hated the root beer ones. I love root beer, but
it didn't really work as well. Yeah.
You're like, damn it! I didn't want that one. I hated the root beer ones. They tasted too artificial, so I don't know what it was. But.
Yeah. And thinking of the Pop Rocks and the soda, as I pull it up, it reminded me here. then that all goes back to Little Mikey. Remember Little Mikey from the Life cereal? Like, give it to Mikey. Mikey likes anything. And there was a thing about the rumor came out that he died from explosive effects of Pop Rocks and soda. And that started the whole rumor thing off where people were like, go to the Pop Rocks to the soda. Yeah.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah, Little Mikey was kind of at the beginning of that and everything, which was all false, of course, but yeah.
What was he on the commercial? Was it for the just cornflakes?
Life cereal.
Yeah. Oh, Life. Yeah.
Yeah. Give it to Mikey. Mikey likes anything.
Yeah, he'll eat anything.
SO beat the Yankees 3-2 this year. I'm happy to see Dusty try to get back though. So people can hate on the Astros and stuff like that. I'm not a huge baseball person, but I always like Dusty. Like I said, when the Reds got rid of Dusty, I'm like, people were complaining. I'm like, the Reds weren't even sniffing the playoffs before Dusty got here. No, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when you get rid of them. And they have not sniffed them again since.
I think, and then they get no hits. So I was like, okay. Yeah. I thought it was frustrating Dusty too, being a Reds fan, is like, he get us to the playoffs, but he could never win a playoff. Like he couldn't do anything.
Yeah, but I know like Dusty can't make the plays on the field. I mean, he puts the lineup out there, and he makes the changes and stuff like that. But players got to execute. I guess I got one more for the nightcap here. So I'm gonna crack open the Nitro Thick Mint from Southern Tier. Are you drinking one more? Or are you?
I will, since you're opening one.
All right.
Peer pressure.
Well, Todd's gonna drink one more, so I'll drink one more.
You can't drink alone, can you?
No. I mean, George Thorogood. Well, he did, but we should. Yeah.
I mean, you can.
You can. Dee Dee's golfing at 10:30 because it's colder now. 34 degrees in the morning. Tough life. Yeah, it was a Pop Rocks. Oh, it is with you, Wonder Bar. And it's Cadbury's, yeah. So Wonder Bar was with you.
Yeah. I was looking up, it kept coming up WU and DR. I was like,
oh my gosh.
Like, normal.
Dee Dee brought me back a memory there. Razzles, grape and raspberry. Did you have Razzles? They were like little gum type things. You would chew them in the pack, but they weren't like gum in the regular form. You saw other gum. It was like these little disc type things where you basically.
That wasn't the one that had like a jelly or something in the middle of them or whatever.
No.
What was that? What was that gum? That was a gum, though, wasn't it?
You're talking about what you call them? With the burst, like aqua burst or something. Yeah.
Like explosion in your mouth or whatever the commercial was.
Yeah, explosion in your Man, we had some deranged people back in the day making our shit. I tell you that.
So what'd you open up?
I'm going to do the Southern Tier Nitro Thick Mint.
Oh, I tried. Yeah. So I'm going to do this one I just picked up today also. I'm going to go ahead and drink it.
Ooh, Untitled Art Pastry. Nice.
I thought it was way more ABV than what it was. So I was like, okay, I'll drink that one. I was going to save it to let Shannon have some, but here tonight, right?
Hey, right? That's on her. It's always say that's on you.
Right.
This is the Razzles here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I used to love those too when I was a kid.
But those were just kind of like gummies. Those were just gummies too, though, weren't they?
I thought they were gum. Like,
was it gum?
I believe it was.
I thought they were kind of like gummy bear type little. It might have been gum.
Candy that was chewed, mixed and transformed it into a gum. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Originally introduced in 1966 with the advertiser slogan and jingle of "First it's a candy, then it's a gum. Little round Razzles are so much fun." The original flavor was raspberry. They were named after a fictional flavor, Razzleberry. That never panned out. They also happened with the flavor Zuzzleberry Zash as well as Tropical Tash. Yeah, this is bad marketing on their part. So
were they Were they flavored? I don't remember those. I guess then I
Yeah, they
remember
were
the
all.
packaging, but I don't remember
Yeah,
any of them.
they were all flavored and everything. And in fact, let's see here. Wrong button. Share. Here, you can see them a little bit better now, probably. This is what they look like. But you started out as candy, and then they became gum.
Huh.
Yeah. And this was like, they had the grape, the cherry, the raspberry, the orange. Yeah.
Blueberry, I guess.
Yeah.
Lemon, I'd assume.
Yeah, I used to like some Razzles back in the day. I had my time with Razzles. Razzle Dazzle. The rumor was that Mikey likes it. My commercial died for Power. Yeah, that was the whole rumor behind the whole Mikey thing. Oh yeah, baby, nitro. Pour it hard. Some reason I said pour hard, it made me think of the John C. Reilly movie Walk Hard. I don't know why, but yeah. Yeah, Charms Candy. That was like the ones with the bracelets. Or
Charms, yeah.
no, Charms was something different actually, I think. Charms Candy.
I don't know. I'm trying to think what was that?
Charms was like the squares. Yeah. Let's see here. I'll pull it up.
Charms Candy.
This was the Charms. I do remember these.
I remember those.
You don't remember them?
No. Would I say $30 for how many of them? For that whole box?
20 in the box, yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, damn, that's some expensive candy. Maybe that's why I never had them.
I'll stick with the fried bologna, thank you much.
Yeah, right.
Castleberry chocolate over peanut butter nougat. That's a nice mix. Oh, that thing mint.
I think instead of the I have like the Christmas tree Reese's or whatever, there was a Halloween Reese's cup.
What a Halloween, like the jack-o'-lantern type Halloween.
Oh
Reese's?
yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Because they have that in the Easter eggs too when they come out.
It was an Easter egg, yeah, because they always say they're bigger and fuller than the normal like Reese's cup or whatever.
Yeah. I'm gonna say you don't go wrong with Reese's. I'm just gonna say.
No.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Didi. Know what you're drinking on. That's right. Keep it going. So you ever say, okay, I'll go to happy hour. I have one. Like, you're never going to have one because nobody ever just has just the one,
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, nerves. I used to like some nerves as well.
Shana likes her favorite saying, and one of her favorites, like, okay, one more. We'll have one more. Okay, just one more. Okay, sure we will.
All of a sudden, everybody's Frank the Tank at that point.
Yeah. Come on, going streaking.
Yeah, nerves. And also Tart and Tinies came out later too, which I like.
Nerds are good. I do like nerds.
Yeah.
Certain flavors of nerds.
We got a place here. It's Sugar. I think I shared on here on the channel before. The cost of some of these candies nowadays, there's definitely some type of marketing they come up with for nostalgia type candies. I mean, they jack shit up. And it's always like that, quarter pound this, pound that type thing. And you got
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Those fuckers hammer you on those
prices.
He
showed us a picture of it.
Yeah, I went there one day and I got some stuff for me and stuff for her. It was like, got to the register and it's like
$45 later.
Yeah, and I'm like, what do you do? Like, I put it back or whatever. Like, I can afford. Yeah, I got the money I can afford or whatever. But it's just like, I feel like I got screwed somewhere, but I guess I got to take it now.
I get beer with that? Like, where's the alcohol? I ain't saying as many they can't get drunk on it. What are you talking about?
I feel like I was like, do I get a lollipop with that? But yeah, they actually do have lollipops there. So what am I going to say? You know. Hubba Bubba. Well, Bubbalicious had the juice in it as well.
Oh yeah.
Laffy Taffy, yes, that was real candy. Yeah, Laffy Taffy was one. That came out like that was more like what 90s maybe when that came out. I think yeah.
Well, I don't know when did that song come out? That was probably just before that song, probably.
That song, I think the song was either late 90s or 2000s. It might be early 2000s, but
I feel like I don't know. Laffy Taffy might have been in the 80s.
Might have been. No, it could have been not in the 80s.
You don't think?
Yeah. No, definitely
late 80s.
No, that would have been at least mid 90s.
Well, yeah, you probably.
That wasn't around when I was DJing.
It probably was in the 90s, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was
2000, released 2005.
Oh shit, 2005.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was no way back then. That Laffy Taffy. I mean, no, back in the 80s and 90s, hip hop, you understood what everybody was saying a lot easier.
Sure.
Enunciation was part of it, so.
And every other word wasn't a cuss word, just to fill in the space.
Right.
It didn't even make any sense. Like, why'd you have to cuss there? It didn't even make no sense. Like the old school rap is like actual lyrics and some rhyming and stuff that made sense, you know?
Right. Oh yeah, 1970s Laffy Taffy candy. It may be hard to believe, but Laffy Taffy was actually called caramel in its early days. The candy was first invented in the 1970s. But it's BEICH. When I want to say bitch, it's like it's bikes, bitch. I want to say it's Bitches Company, but it might be Bikes Company. I don't know. Which was founded in 1893. I'm looking for Mr. Bitch. Who? That's Mr. Beck. Yeah. It looks like it says bitch. I got my Charlie Murphy voice. Looks like it says bitch.
Sorry, sir. You're gonna have to leave.
I'm a grown ass man.
Or something, yeah.
Does the owner of Laffy Taffy look like a bitch?
He was a long line of bitches.
Oh, again, if I can get the Samuel L. Jackson voice down, that'll be a perfect part to use.
So family, he was full of bitches.
See what? One more goddamn time. I said, does Mr. Laffy Taffy look like a bitch? I haven't watched Pulp Fiction in a while. I need to watch that again. I just always love that movie. By the way, John Gilchrist, the actor who played Little Mikey, is alive and well today. Nice. Speaking of actors from back in the day, so I don't know if you saw or not. I don't know if I shared this on my Facebook. We all know Christmas Story because that was somehow became a cult movie back in the 80s when it came out. And one of the most entertaining things now, you get a 24-hour thing. We got a sequel that finally came out.
I was going to say, I know where you're going with this because Shannon said it the other day. He's like, they're making a part 2. I was like, what?
Yeah, so Ralphie's all grown up. Well, this one is going to be him and his family, I guess, for Christmas, like doing stuff.
She said it was all the original cast or whatever.
Well, not Jeremy Gavin because he's dead.
Well, that's what I thought.
So the dad can't be on it, but yeah. But maybe all the other people will be on it. Maybe that's some flashback or something. But I mean, I don't know. You get flashback in a sequel. When he died, you know there'd be a sequel. So how would you have a flashback?
I feel like the mom would be. I don't know. I don't know how old she be now.
Yeah. So yeah, so we're coming out with that this year. So I think that's gonna be kind of cool. Just the nostalgia of that and everything.
I wonder if that'll be like a theater release or like a streaming movie.
That's a good question. I'm thinking it might be the theater. But you know what it is? I know it's HBO Max. I know that is one. So it might be theaters and HBO Max. Yeah.
That'd be interesting. I have to watch it just because.
HBO Max, The Christmas Story sequels actually happened and has a new teaser. So there's a teaser out there on it as well. Let me see here.
That's slated, I guess, come out this year, I would assume, since they have
Yeah. Here's everything you need to know. The trailer, November 17th on HBO Max. So right before Thanksgiving. And what's it about? Sequel will take place in the 70s with the adult Ralphie taking his family to his childhood home in Cleveland to deliver his kids a magical Christmas like one he had growing up. Ralphie will reconnect with childhood friends, reconcile the passing of his old man, so they're going to have that in there, and sow the seeds for the origins of the beloved holiday classic.
Huh.
So, you got Schwartz is going to be in it as Flick.
All right, Mike. Gotta let my dog upstairs.
Yeah, let's see here. So that'd be kind of cool seeing the little Christmas story sequel that'll be coming out. Chocolate ice cubes are still available on Amazon. Chocolate ice cubes. Think about little ice cubes just rolling around saying yay yay, but yeah, that's not it. Yeah, I've never had these before. Oh, you know, another candy from back in the day that I used to actually like was a little caramel in the wrapper. It was just like, I think it was done by Kraft. It was Kraft caramels, where it was just a block of caramel in the wrapper. I used to love getting those on Halloween too.
I don't think what those were.
I think it was just Kraft caramels.
Is that what it was?
But I did like the ones with the caramel with the little, I don't know what the white stuff was on the middle. I never liked those ones. I just wanted the block caramel.
What does that chocolate ice cubes look like?
Let me see here.
Still get them on Amazon. I don't ever remember those.
Let me pull it up here. There you go. That's the chocolate ice cubes.
Huh. Yeah, I don't remember those at all.
I don't either.
I assume it's just like a solid block of chocolate, I guess.
Yeah. 4 of them, 260 calories. Good Lord.
Whew. And 20 grams fat.
Ingredients: parsley,
Oil.
hydrogenate. Nobody ever knows what it actually is. Coconut
I
oil,
know.
sugar. Yeah.
What is yeah.
Yeah.
Hazelnut paste.
And tree nuts. You got some of these. These what? These tree nuts.
Ain't none of D's in those.
I don't think the D's joke ever gets old. It's just always out there.
I'll laugh at every time what's the meme when the I don't know if he was kind of slow. I don't know, the black kid who's like, these nuts. That cracks me up every single time. I don't care. I'm 95 years old. I'm gonna laugh at it every single time. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
What are you talking about now? Splash Joe's like, these nuts. I'll laugh I'm like a little kid. Just giggle to myself.
Oh. See, ever since my aunt was a nurse and fed the kids Luden's cough drops like it was candy. To this day, I crave it as a snack. Take a few of those. Yeah,
those were.
I mean,
you sneak them in the classroom thinking you're doing something good, and you're like, no, they're cough drops.
Maybe that's where Bill Cosby got started.
It probably was. I learned this in elementary, so you know.
Do you like some looting? Kenneth Pilby, I said to my wife, I said, yeah.
That is freaking hilarious, Double D. That is pretty good. That is funny. Have you ever seen that one?
Yeah,
He's like, he said bitch, right? He said bitch. He's looking around like, I said bitch.
Yeah, Kraft caramels were awesome. I love the Kraft caramels. My grandma used to stock those up. I used to always get those. Ludas and Candy loved them as well, Diddy said. Ice cube melt in your mouth. Tastes like that.
Square ones that were just wrapped up and it was just nothing but caramel. Is that what?
Yeah, just caramel.
Okay,
yeah,
those are good. Yeah, those are good.
I probably got tummy aches as a kid off of those. I ate so many of them, but they were always just so tasty. I guess that's why I still love caramel nowadays. Just that flavor of it. Ice cubes melt in your mouth, tastes like Nutella. I feel like there's an ice cube joke in there, but there's a yay somewhere in there.
And the Nutella, so it has to be there somewhere. There's definitely some underlying right there for sure.
Take some of these ice cubes and bust a Nutella. Yay. Bitch. Oh God. Might be the beer talking at this point. Thick mint, Southern Tier, 10%. Yeah. It is weird. It is weird though that how to do like a 9.6 ounce can for this rather than a full 12. Because I mean, you got beers that are 12 or 16 ounce that are 10% ABV, but
I think that's nitro. I assume.
Yeah, but you get nitro cans that are 12 ounce or even 16 ounce. You
feel
like they would scale up.
I'm not sure why. I don't know.
Scale up, Southern Tier. Scale up.
Yeah, yeah, just sell it in a 9 ounce can. They'll buy it. Anyway.
He said, I'm not touching those ice cubes. Yeah. I'll give them out, but I'm not tasting them. Ice Cube giving out ice cubes. That would be kind of a funny picture.
Yeah, that would be, yeah.
Almost like Joe's ice cubes and ice t-shirt.
Yeah, that's so great. That's so great.
That was a great concept done for sure. Yeah, it'll be Halloween here. Fuck, like what? Week and a half, basically. It's on Monday this year, though, too, which is
week from Monday. So, 10 days.
Yeah. Yeah, kids running around, trick or treat. Nowadays.
We just set a bowl of candy at our house and usually go over to my mom's.
Yeah. Well, it'll be weird because this will be the first year we're actually in an apartment. I don't even know if kids come to the apartment type thing. I mean,
oh, it's true, yeah.
Well, actually, they probably don't because they can't get on any floor in the apartment, or you can't get any floor unless you're coded for that floor. So,
oh, really?
They probably don't. But
there you go. Yeah. Take your candy money and buy you some beer instead.
Yeah.
Carry over.
Yeah. But hopefully some of the kids get some good stuff this year. Yeah, that whole thing with the fentanyl being mixed in is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Like
I've seen pictures. They just look like what's the almost kind of like Red Hot. They're like pink colored or something. I mean, they just look like candy.
Yeah. I mean, we were kids.
I can see where a kid not knowing it, somebody would be like, "Here, have a piece" or whatever. Like, okay.
Yeah, because kids, they'll start getting this stuff before they even get home with their bag. I mean, I guess I don't know how it is now. Like when we went out as kids, it's like we were just out in a group. But I think now maybe some parents will walk out there and stuff because the way society has changed. But usually you're getting into stuff before you even get back home. Like you're tasting stuff already.
Oh yeah. Right.
So. Of course, back then it was kind of razor blades and apples you had to worry about.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Which is somebody gave me an apple and it's like, seriously,
you wasn't
an apple
anyway.
A fucking apple? What are you, a dentist?
go to that house anymore.
Yeah. Oh.
Razor blades and an apple. I was like, who's eating an apple at Halloween anyhow?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the 50 penny guy, but at least I can go buy some candy. With an apple, I'm stuck. I can't even do shit with this.
Right.
Do I look like Johnny Appleseed? Imagine your first customer.
Healthy? No, I don't.
Imagine your first customer. What do they taste like? I hear they come from tree nuts. Tastes like Nutella and owned by a guy named Bitch. Right? Yeah, marketing had their work cut out with that one for sure. Oh, candy you give it out. I don't have any candy to give out because no kids can actually come to us. So the only kids that can come to us be kids on the floor, which I think there's maybe one kid on our floor that's like a baby, like don't even know what trick or treat is.
Yeah. At that point, that's when you go like, okay, mom and dad, what kind of candy you like?
Yeah.
You're eating it anyway, so.
Here's a 10, figure it out.
That's when you give them the peanut butter kisses or whatever, the orange and black roll stuff, whatever. Buy a whole bag for like $3 or whatever.
Here's some candy corn. This motherfucker gives candy corn. I've never seen a kid get hyped up on candy corn before, Like, at least when I was a kid, you get the candy on Halloween. After that, next day of school was a trading day. It was like, what do you got? Let's see. I want to get this. I'll give you this for that, blah, blah, blah. Not once did I ever see a kid negotiate with candy corn. That's what I'm saying.
That's true.
Yeah. It's like, seriously? You're going to put candy corn and you're like fucking Rick from fucking Pawn Stars. The best I can do.
You're right. The best I can give you on this is.
Oh, I can give you like one bubble gum. I mean, it's candy corn, And you're like, and honestly, I don't really want it.
Never mind, deal's off. I don't want it. Second thought.
Oh, man.
Like, all right, what about a whole box of Good and Plenty?
Oh,
Nah, I'll pass. I'll take the other deal instead.
At that point, it becomes you're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah, right.
I used to look, as a kid, though, that was always a fun day, like after Halloween, like trading the candy for other stuff, too. I mean,
oh, yeah.
That was always some good stuff there, yeah.
I remember, did you ever dump your bag out and just like separate it into like clusters?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the stuff you were keeping and stuff that was, yeah.
I don't want this. I can trade this off.
You get home and you put it out there and you put what you're going to actually have, and then you have the other part that's going to be on the table for the market the next day.
Right.
And then your parents will try to come over, try to see what you got there. You're kind of watching them. You're like, nothing over here concerns you.
Yeah, what are you going?
And they're like, oh, is that a Reese's? Is that a Reese's? Whoa, what?
Then you wake up the next day and like half of it's gone. You're like, where the hell did it
go? Yeah.
Then
you had to separate to go to school with what you can actually look to possibly part with. I mean, some stuff you're going to part with anyway. You had your ones that you were not. Like I said, for me, the Crackle, the Almond Joy, the Mounds, all kind of things. Those are automatically on the table for some stuff. So
that was the barter system at its finest. There.
Yeah, it was like, what did you get to maximize the upscale? So it's like, you find one kid, oh, I love Mounds. I'll give you the pack of bubble gum for the Mounds. Sold.
Done.
And then you can ration out the bubble gum for one piece out of the bubble gum for other stuff too. Like, you don't have to give them a whole pack. You just want to break it up. You're basically cutting the product. We were learning all kinds of things as kids back in the day. He gave me a whole pack. I'm gonna cut this shit. Watch.
Ratcheting this out. Watch. Sounds good right here.
Just be like, how bad do you want the bubble gum, son? How bad do you want it?
Yeah, take one pack of gum and,
Yeah.
and the 5 candies.
You give me one of those single Reese's peanut butter cup, I'll give you some bubble gum, son. Oh, everything back in the 80s could be related back to drug dealing or drug something. We were entrepreneurs early on, yeah.
They're just innocent little kids.
Yeah.
Like,
but we all watched Scarface, so we knew deals could be cut.
right.
Yeah. That no work for me, man. That no work for me. If you give me the Snickers and the Reese's,
yeah,
then we have a deal.
No mind.
You cockroach. What are you trying to give to me on this order? Yeah. Those were fun days. That's how you learned your negotiating skills back in the day, starting out with Halloween. And then later on with Christmas with parents trying to negotiate the gifts you wanted for the holiday. If you give me this, I'll be the best kid ever, best son you ever had.
Right.
You're the only son I ever had, but I'll be the best.
Best of all best.
Yeah. You would use all the damn candy corn art project. Yeah, it was always art projects I would see candy corn being used on. Nobody's eating them.
That is true.
But they'd be good for art. Elmer glue and the paper mache fish to look like scales. They're going to need the damn glue. It smell like candy too, yeah. What the hell? I thought I put a tail in here so the one kid's eating fucking candy corn. Seriously, dude?
What are you eating? Never mind. Yeah.
You're eating my fish. No, I mean candy corn. That was part of my fish. You ate part of the Mayflower. I was doing a Thanksgiving thing with this. Yeah. Fun. We had a crazy but fun youth, that's for sure. I don't know what the kids do nowadays, but back in the day, it was a blast.
I did feel like it was always a lot of candy corn with art projects or just elbow macaroni.
Elbow macaroni was pretty popular for a lot of this stuff too. Yeah, macrame or whatever it was, and yeah, it was. That was really common for the elbow macaroni. Yeah,
I could see a lot of kids back then be like, parents coming home like, "Did you get that? Like you went to the grocery or something? Come home with the macaroni. Here, guys. This is dinner for the night." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. There was a lot of artwork done with macaroni.
Like, you're wasting food. What are you doing? Well, that's what they told us to do. I don't know.
Oh, man. It was a fun time. Life was simple. Life was easy. Just enjoy life. Nowadays, I don't even know, like stuff with kids going to therapy. Like, how you can... I don't understand. I mean, I guess you could be stressed at any age, whatever, but now you see kids go to therapy. I'm like, what's the worst part of your day that you got to go to therapy? I'm having issues with algebra. Like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? Oh.
It does kind of make me wonder, though,
sure. I think we may be stressing kids out too much at that age, if they're having these kind of issues.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a lot more going on than there was before. I think it's just because you're exposed a lot more than we were growing up. You know what I mean? Like, didn't have social media, the news like it is nowadays. You had like 4 channels back in the day.
Yeah, but I mean...
Well, if it wasn't on your local news, you didn't hear about all that shit going on,
I don't know. Maybe it's nowadays you get like 3 or 4 year olds that are on freaking iPads and stuff. Like maybe you're putting too much in front of kids nowadays that you're aging them before they can handle shit. And they start getting stressed. They start getting stressed out and everything. And it's too much to put on them. But I'm not a parent, so I can't say for sure, but I would think that.
Well, no, that very well could be.
let a kid be a kid and enjoy life and have fun, you know, and not do that. I mean, we grew up with video games, but we also were outside playing games and doing stuff. It was kind of like,
right.
you know, you can do that shit later. Go out there and run around, go see your buddies and stuff like that. You know, parents would push us out in the street back in the day. Like, I don't want to see you till the street light comes on.
You're right.
And then you come home and you still have like your hour to video game. Unless it was a rainy day, then you'd have friends over. You guys might play some video games, but there was that balance.
Right.
So nowadays, kids are pretty much watched by the TV or social media and stuff because the parents are too busy doing other stuff, I guess. So just seems different.
Definitely a different time, that's for sure.
Yeah. So.
And it has been hard, kind of, from our lifestyle from when we were kids to with our daughter growing up, because it is such a different time. You know what I mean? Like, kind of have to adjust to that. Because I got a cousin that's kind of like, oh, I would do this or do this. Like, you don't have no kids, one, but two is like you have to kind of be flexible. You know, you kind of have to grow with them too as well. You know what I mean? Like, you just kind of have to expand your thoughts about things in certain aspects. Some things you can hold true to, but there are some aspects where you have to kind of balance it out. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the same as when we grew up, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like I said, it's me not having kids gives me a different perspective, but you know, I just feel like from an observant standpoint, like, yeah, there's definitely some differences there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it was cheaper to get high, brown paper bag and glue party right here. Now $12 for a 6-pack of skunk weed in liquid form. Damn, I missed the Freak Brothers. Don't get high on your own supply. Fair from Scarface, right? Yeah, don't get high on your own supply. It was different. I mean, it was different. It was just, you know, I don't know. I guess each generation has to deal with their own stuff, but
I'm sure.
I just see things where it's just like, I saw a thing today on the news, and they said like they feel like 90% of the population at some point is going to have a mental type issue where they're going to need therapy. And I'm like, really? Like 90%? And they're like, over next year, like at least 10% more people will need to have some type of therapy. I'm like, I've never felt like I would ever be in that kind of position. Like, I don't know. I see stuff like I share some of those videos on Facebook, which is funny about Generation X. I'm like, we've seen so much different shit. We're just like, fuck it. We roll with anything for the most part. You know, it's kind of like, yeah, there's stuff happening right now, but we had shit that happened there. I mean, we grew up during times where we had like serial killer shit and we had like the different stuff that happened. And it's just like, I feel like we're so balanced against so many different things. We just kind of bounce off of whatever gets presented in front of us versus some that might be shielded from that. Like, I feel like some of the generations behind us now grew up in kind of a shielded type atmosphere. They're not ready to react to a lot of stuff. And it's like, fuck, we're latchkey kids. We're used to reacting to shit.
You're right. No, you're right. That's totally true. And I feel like every generation was kind of a little bit more that way. That's what I wonder with like social media and like, you know, the news and stuff worthy in general. Like, you get a lot more of that stuff where I don't feel like as a kid, maybe just didn't pay attention to it that much. I don't know. Where you don't feel like you knew a lot of the worldwide things that were happening, or was it really any safer when we were younger? You know what I'm saying? Like,
we still had shit.
You just hear about it more, I think. So it makes you more aware, and I think it makes you want to be more protective, I think.
But we also, you do. But we also had more shit too, where it was like, we actually were exposed to shit that actually happens in a way that we also learn from it. And I say that like in stuff like programming. So like when we grew up as kids, like we grew up watching All in the Family, and we grew up watching the Jeffersons, and we grew up watching, you know, Maude or Good Times, whatever show it was, and where it was like dealing with real life issues. but it was done like in an entertaining way, but also an educational way, where you were learning kind of shit that was happening in the world, and it wasn't anybody like crying about people being woke or something like that and everything. It was just like, this is shit that happens that people deal with, and it was just out there. But we were able to get that and sustain it. We can watch a movie like Blazing Saddles and be able to see it for the irony and stuff that is actually being presented by Mel Brooks. Like, we can see why stuff is in it and how it actually works. And, you have people that are so much over the edge. Here's a movie that actually is making fun of those people in a way that makes you think like you need to pull it back. Like, we're all the same, type things. And I feel like nowadays it's harder for stuff to do that, because anybody that like comes up with anything, it's just like people feel like they're being challenged on stuff. Like, people are more in their boxes now than when we were growing up.
No, that's true. Because I don't like a movie like Blazing Saddle, if that was like never been made before, but then they're like Mel Brooks and like, here, we got this movie. Like, that would never be made today. You know what I mean? That would never be made today.
Yeah.
I mean, it might, but it'd be a lot of differences to it, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it would be something, and I think that's what they try to do when they were trying to bring back these things on CBS, like with the Jeffersons and all kind of stuff, kind of trying to test the stuff from Norman Lear. But it was just a different type thing. It was kind of like, even though things were filtered, but it was still able to get the messages across on stuff and everything like that and everything. So just kind of interesting, because nowadays I feel like a lot of stuff we see is more superficial. Like, I don't understand how people can spend that much time watching like the Housewives series. Like, really? Like, like, and no way how does that make you like a better individual, so to speak? Like, what do you gain? I mean, is it something like you see them going through troubles and you feel better about yourself, or is it just aspiring to try to be like that? I don't know. I feel like, what's the value of stuff like that?
So I have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea. But I feel like I've watched some of those like Norman Lear things. Like, a lot of those today they actually hold up today. Like, there's still no.
Oh, I still like
not a lot of
some stuff
from 30, 40 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, it's still the same shit that you're dealing with now that we.
Well, sometimes on the weekend I'll flip through stuff and I'll be like, I don't know if it's Nick at Night or what channel it is, but like Sanford and Son will be on. And I'll start watching it, I'll laugh and watching stuff, but the message on some of the stuff is still the same stuff you see today. Or the Jeffersons or Good Times or stuff like that and everything. And then it's just like, you think like, how is that still going on today? Like,
right, that's what I'm saying.
You thought things would have regressed a lot more.
Yeah. As far as you think it is, it's like, it's really not that long ago. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Not really evolved that much.
Yeah.
Which is the sad part of it.
Yeah. But it's interesting. It's interesting to kind of look back and see some of that stuff and how it still resonates on different things. But it's a slow journey, apparently, rather than a fast walk to get things done, which that's been historically the case in a lot of areas. So
for sure. For sure.
But speaking of stuff to see, I do want to watch that. I think that just came out on DVD and stuff. That Bullet Train movie looks pretty interesting. It looks like Smoking Aces, but on a train type kind of crazy movie. With Brad Pitt and the guy from Atlanta and the one Japanese guy's in it that's really good. I think freaking Sandra Bullock's in it too.
Was it Brad Pitt? Did you say?
Yeah, Brad Pitt. Yeah.
I remember seeing the previews of that, but it does look pretty good.
Yeah. Actually, Richard Pryor and Mel Brooks are real boys. There you go. Yeah. And I could watch that. I watch that, still now, today.
We used to watch that when I played baseball in college. We used to watch it on the road trips.
Yeah.
And buses that we had. We used to have the commercial bus. Well, like I don't know what the commercial buses are, like the nice buses play DVD player. We used to play DVDs. We always watch Blazing Saddles at least. I don't know, every other game or every other trip, whatever. Like, it was so great. Like, that movie was so funny.
Yeah.
Tastes like it has a little twang in it.
There's a lot of quotable lines for that one. It's just,
yes, that's for sure.
But it's well placed with a lot of the stuff. I mean, I can see, like Dee said with Richard Pryor, you can see the input that Richard Pryor would actually have. And some of the writing is just some of the lines and the way that's in there. It hits you with the humor, but at the same point, it makes you think, like, how to react to all that kind of stuff. So, Trent's in the house. He said, sorry, it's super late. Y'all been busy at work, but it's still drink one for me. Yeah, I hear you, brother. Yeah, we'll get ready to wrap up in a second. But always great to have you in, homie.
Always.
And always appreciate the support there. Trez is one of the members on the channel, so if anybody wants to be a member, check that out as well in the description too. And hopefully next time I'm back in Cincinnati, one of my people said, well, when do you come back to Cincinnati again? I said, probably next year, I guess, at the next sales meeting, unless they tell me to come in. I mean, yeah, we went back last year. This year, last couple months ago. And it was like, oh, we go here, then we go to dinner, then we're going to drink it. Then we go here the next day, go to sessions, then we go to dinner, then we're going to drink. It's like every night we were like out somewhere afterwards, having a drink somewhere. And it was just like, still got it, still can hang. But it's just like, by the time I got home, it's like, can I sleep all weekend?
Yeah, like, yeah. I needed a whole week off.
Yeah. Yeah. Bullet Train made me think it was an odd homage to the Big Lebowski of cocaine. Really? So you've seen it, Emerson. I haven't seen it yet. I want to check it out. I just was looking at the trailer. It just made me think of like some type of Smoking Aces put on a train would always kill. Yeah. But Smoking Aces was always a pleasant surprise of a film when I saw that one there. So hopefully this one delivers too. But it's so hard to find time to watch. I got movies on DVR I haven't watched yet. I got shows. Walking Dead came back. I didn't realize it. But now I'm caught up on The Walking Dead because I'm still trying to finish The Walking Dead like fucking the last number 10 on the fucking hoagie card. Trying to get the last bit of The Walking. I'm going to hang into the end, get the payoff.
Yeah.
And then it's like now they're showing the trailers where there's going to be like a Daryl spinoff. And there's going to be like a Rick and Michonne spinoff. And then it's like a spinoff with Negan and who was Glenn's Maggie? Negan and Maggie.
Yeah.
Which I ain't gonna lie. Once I saw Maggie talking her actual voice, she's from the UK. I'm like, I might have to hang in and watch that one.
I would do that one.
But it's like, I'll never get out of the Walking Dead universe. I'll be stuck here forever. So, although Fear of the Walking Dead, I never got into that one. I watched it when it first came out, and I was like, some of the things some of the characters were doing, I'm like, oh, this is stupid. You would never do it. It's like me watching Get Out.
Yeah,
some of the stuff in Get Out, I'm like, you wouldn't do that. Why you don't? Like, the only one that has sense is this boy, like, telling him, like, don't do that. Like, why would you go there? Like, that's the only part that hurt me when watching Get Out.
I watched the first season of the Fear of Walking Dead, and I was like, I don't like any of these characters. Like, there's not one character I care about. Like,
the best character from Fear of the Walking Dead was the one that was on drugs. He was the best one because he was watching everything. He was like, somebody on drugs. He's being careful. He's taking note of everything because he's itchy.
You're right.
He's got the jump. Yeah. He's jumping around. But yeah. And then once I found out he got killed later on, I was like, why go back now? Because he's not there. So
that's not still on, is it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it is.
They tried to make it better because they took Morgan from Walking Dead and put him in Fear of Walking Dead, because he's a good following. He's pretty good, but yeah.
I think when I stopped watching it, I think he was on there for like an episode or two when they were just first introducing him, and I was like, no, I'm out. And then I was like, I'm not even watching Walking Dead no more. Why am I watching this?
Yeah, but I did find out they're making a new True Detective for the season 4. So
really?
I'm hooked into that, and I forgot who's in that cast for this one. Let me see here. I love the True Detective stuff. I mean, the one with Colin Farrell was a little bit off, but the other ones are pretty solid.
The first one was still the best. Yeah, The first
Oh,
one was
Brad Pitt and Woody Harrelson. Not Brad Pitt. Woody Harrelson and
Vince Vaughn, wasn't it?
Vince Vaughn. No. It was who was it with Woody? It was
Well,
Woody
Vince Vaughn
Harrelson.
was the second one, wasn't he?
I think he was second.
Woody Harrelson and who was in that first one?
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. They were solid together. My favorite thing was Matthew McConaughey. I see they bring him in for questioning, and he was like, "Well, this is like, I don't know, Sunday or whatever it was. That's my day off, and my day off, I drink beer. So I'm gonna need beer if y'all want to talk to me." And they're like, "We're not gonna get you beer." He's like, "Well, I'm going to leave then because it's my day off." Like,
You're right.
They got him a 6-pack of Lone Star.
Lone Star.
Oh.
Be right back. Hang on a second.
Yeah, all right. Let me see here. So, season 4, it was Jodie Foster's going to be on this season.
Jodie Foster?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I believe it might be Marshawn Ali might be on this one. But yeah, I know Jodie's in this one, and that's a big draw, having her actually come on to do it. It's going to be True Detective Night Country. Because Jodie Foster's always solid in her acting. Yeah. Oh, we got Eric in the house from Mont Muser. Cheers, homie.
What's up,
Hopefully
Mom?
you're doing well. Y'all know Mont. Check him out. Always great stuff from the whiskey side of things. We watch Jefferson's Daily. He says, yeah, I mean, it's classic on some of the stuff there just because, you know, Norman Lear, the shows he put together hit on so many different topics, and he was able to do it, or him and the writers were able to do it in a way that provided education, but also made you laugh around it too.
Didn't he? Wasn't he just turn 100 or something?
Yeah, I think he did turn 100.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because he didn't look that. I mean, he didn't act that old.
No. But yeah, so. And I guess there's stuff out there that kind of does it like that now. I just feel like we have much more free flow and stuff back then. We also had Schoolhouse Rock, which is always great because you were learning, but not even know you were learning. You were just thought you were singing a song or something. Oh, Schoolhouse Rock was the bomb back in the 80s. I'm just a bill. Maybe some of the Congress people need to go back and watch that and how a bill actually works. Might help us get shit done. It's interesting. I just saw a piece out here how beer drinkers are changing the way they purchase brews.
And how is that?
Trend tells us consumers are leaning towards extremes on both ends of the ABV spectrum. ABV, which stands for alcohol by volume, measure of alcohol content within a beverage, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Tell me something we don't know. High ABV is about 6%, and higher with the low ABV about 4%. What are you doing? Like, this is what are these people writing for? Come on, eater, be better.
Clickbait. It's like
yeah. As inflation and rise in food price continue to impact the country, beer drinkers are opting for high ABV beers to get more of a bang for their buck. And as a result, IPA and other uber hoppy beers are seeing an uptick in sales, according to the Takeout. Additionally, the opinions and lifestyle of Gen Zers are beginning to impact market trends. A research study found that Gen Z is drinking 20% less than the millennial generation. The younger generation is more concerned with physical and especially mental health advocacy, which is likely part responsible for increase in their low ABV. So what are they going through that they need to worry about medical? See, that's what I mentioned earlier, like the whole mental health thing. Like, how bad is your life right then? You have to worry about that. Those are the years you have fun partying. What the hell? Ultimately, this shift in consumer behavior is good news, as alcohol's negative impacts on health are widely and well documented. Whether you're sipping an IPA, a low ABV lager, or among the outliers, enjoy. Always drink responsibly. What do you mean? There's like negative impact. There's also positive impacts on health, like bone density, also better cardio system. It's all about moderation. It's all about taking care of yourself. Bullshit article from MASH. Yeah. But yeah, the younger generation is drinking a little bit less. I know that was taking effect, but the whole mental health, like what is the whole mental, like what are you struggling with when you're like 24 years old? I mean, getting off your parents' insurance. I mean, what's the big thing taking place? I mean, I'm not saying you don't have any pressure or any stress. I'm just saying your life is just starting. Like, is it just because you're not going to be coddled anymore that you're having stress?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think it's just the news and social media in general, like it pushes those things out there more than they ever did before. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. His niece says I'm becoming the old guy. I'm becoming basically the Clint Eastwood get off my lawn type guy. I'm like, seriously though, you're like 20 something. Like, when we were young, it was like 18. Go to college, go in the military, but go somewhere, You were being kind of, yeah. And it's like now you got kids that are trying to come back home and stuff all the time. It's just like, I don't know. It's just a whole different thing. I don't get it.
It's totally a different mindset than it was.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously you can have pressures, you can have things that affect you and stuff, but I just feel like it's much more touchy-feely of a world nowadays, I guess. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. It's just so sensitive on some of the stuff. And it's just like, I see kids doing stuff, and then it's just like, back in the day when we were kids, you got one shot to straighten up. If you don't straighten up,
You're right.
Yeah, you'll find out what happened afterward. Nowadays, you ever stand in the middle of Walmart and you offer to give up your belt to somebody? I mean, it's just where we're at, right? See a kid run around, you need a belt? I'll be more than happy to loan you my belt right now if you can take them into the dressing room and settle things. Oh, we do not hit our kids. Well, maybe that's why you should start. Just saying.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, man. Different world.
For one, if you actually did that now, somebody would be knocking on your door to haul you off somewhere.
Yeah. But back in the day, our parents didn't fear that at all either. They were like, I wish somebody would show up.
Like, come on in here. Let's show you what's
Yeah.
Like,
you can get some too. Yeah.
You have plenty left here.
Oh man. Beer drinkers, they purchase beer by tap dancing and farting, so they pay with ether. Yeah. Get that crypto, buy on that crypto. Red School debit cards and card costs. Yeah, they do cost a crazy amount, but when we came out, we had to pay stuff too, and it wasn't. When you look at index and stuff, we still had to pay a lot of different things as well. I mean, it wasn't cheap, but it was like, I guess I look at it as it's all part of growing up at that point, And even though things are higher, salaries are also higher that people get paid on stuff too now too. So that's the other part of it, You can have something that may cost a certain amount now, which was cheaper back then, but guess what? We were getting paid less back then. 1990 to sell 7,500. That is no sense of the car. They started at 20. Right. They started at 20, but when jobs were 10,000 a year, now you're getting 30,000 a year. So depending, how things were, kind of type situation. That's crazy for New York City. Yeah, I've seen a thing where a guy was showing his apartment and it was like 650 square foot, and it cost
I saw that.
$1,200 or something a month, and it was just like,
yes. And there wasn't no bathroom, no kitchen, there wasn't nothing in there. It was like, it's like a little bit closet.
Yeah, we just call those people suckers.
Jeez.
No, but New York City is crazy. When we came out of college, a couple of our friends were up in New York, went to visit them, and they had small spots like that. I mean, they had a bathroom and all kind of stuff too, but it was just like, you didn't get that much thing for what you paid for it. But that was the price of living in New York. If you wanted to be in New York, that's how you started in New York.
Yeah, with no bang for the buck, that's for sure.
Everything's in perspective. So the slackers are not caught up. Salaries are not caught up. It depends. It depends on what you're doing. I mean,
no, I would agree with that. Like the median salary probably has not kept up. Like the low of the low. I'm not saying like the upper salaries or whatever. Like the median salary.
I think it depends on what you're actually doing. Now, if you were saying a teacher, I think teacher salaries are definitely not caught up where they should be for people that teach. But I mean, if you're like in the financial world like I am, I think that you have a good amount of people coming out making good money right out of college that's caught up versus to where they were when I came out of college. If you got in that job, the salary was less, but it was enough to still cover your living expenses. Nowadays, you kind of still have that same situation, I think. But it also depends on what part of the country you're in. Obviously, if you're making, let's just say $50,000, if you're in Mississippi making $50,000, it goes a lot further than if you're in California making $50,000.
Well, yeah.
So all that kind of plays into it as well. But that's a part of the whole planning type thing of where do you want to go, what are you looking to do, and that's the whole adulting type thing, as they call it nowadays, where you got to make those decisions. But there's also hustlers out there, Some people got the main thing, but they're also doing other stuff on the side. They got the side jobs, the other income that's coming in. So,
but I think as a whole, though, I don't think salaries have kept up with.
Now, I tell you what hasn't what has been overcharged, in my opinion, or has been really inflated, and that's been the cost of college. Nothing that's moved more in the economy than the cost of going to college, where that puts people in the hole. That's probably the worst thing. That's probably the worst thing that takes place is what it takes now, because everybody's saying a college degree, although some companies are now backed off of that, realizing the cost that's involved there. That actually was probably been the most detrimental thing. And I think part of that is kind of the whole aspect of college, especially when you're looking at like some of the bigger type schools with the sports programs, all that kind of stuff, to kind of drive things. I think that kind of falls down to what it costs to actually go there at a certain point. It shouldn't cost that much to go to college. I mean, if we were going to be like other developed countries, you should have some type of basic coverage up to your 4 years of college. Like if you're in England or whatever, like it's not just through 12th grade, it's through basically 16, which is basically through your college years where you can actually get that education, whether it's here, community college, whatever college it may be. There definitely should be that opportunity for that. But at the same point, America screwed itself by getting rid of trade schools back in the day too, because not everybody has to go to college. You used to be able to get a decent living doing the trade stuff, and then we kind of forced that out in the 90s.
It's a dying breed for sure.
Yeah. Now they're bringing them back because they realize it. But it's like back in the 90s when they were killing trade schools. I'm like, you're killing a big thing. Like we went from being a provider of services to basically a user of services because then we started relying on other countries, which is never a good thing.
I think Georgia. I'm not sure if they're the only state, but like if you live in Georgia and you go to an in-state school, I think it's free to go to college there.
It might be now. It used to be up to the 70s.
I only say that because my cousin graduated from Georgia. Now he teaches at IU, and him and his wife thought about moving to Georgia just for their daughter because you have to live there for like 4 or 5 years before that takes effect. She's like 10 or 11 years old now, I think maybe. And they thought about moving down there just so she can go to college for free.
Yeah.
So I think it's still a thing, but I wouldn't swear to that. I wouldn't swear to it.
Well,
it may not be like completely free, but it's like an absolute like a discounted bargain price compared to most colleges, Even like in-state tuition.
Yeah, well, I mean, what some people don't realize is people hear about like free college and they question stuff. Like up until like the 1970s, a lot of states had free college. Like if you were in California, you were able to go to like UCLA for free because it was under a land grant on how the university was established. If you were a California resident, other states had those programs as well under these land grants that were set up. So it wasn't like it's a new thing about free college and stuff too, but it's like there should be some type of, if you want people to all have to have this extra knowledge, there should be a thing in the system to allow people to get that without putting them totally in debt.
Yeah.
You know, and I can tell you a lot of jobs that require college degrees that I've seen and people that work there, like, you don't need college degrees for. I mean, they're easily trainable jobs. So, yeah.
Unless you're going to be like a lawyer or a doctor or something like a specialized field or something.
Yeah. And I've seen a lot of people have great careers without having college degrees.
I feel like 90% of the people out there can like learn on the job. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be 6 figures in debt to get nowhere. A lot of these kids go out and like have jobs that start out the basic pay.
Yeah.
Which a person off the street can go and just like, okay, teach me everything you know, then I'll, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
kind of messed up. Now and we're getting ready to go through that because, you know, our daughter's a senior.
Yeah, she's about to go there. Yeah.
She's applied to all these colleges and all that. Of course, she wants to go into nursing. Now she wants to go into nursing. So I was like, well, you got a really good teacher to help you along the way.
Yeah.
You know, like you can, so whatever you want to do. I think she wants to be like a travel nurse or something. So go to different states and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. You're right. The current media is not kept up, and the average is tough because there is that huge gap for sure. That's out there. Yeah, it's just the cost of college, like Trez says there too. It's become astronomical. And a couple of years ago, they charted it out, like how much college increased costs have been over the last decade or two versus other things in the economy, and it's off the charts. It's just like, why is it moving as crazy as it is? And to me, I think it's because college has become more of a business, especially, as I mentioned, Division I. You got coaches making $5 million a year.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's almost like the medical field, where like the medicines or the insurance field or whatever. It's like, it's more of a dollar thing than it is like what is good for everybody. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's more about the dollar than it is anything.
Yeah. I mean,
I feel like the schools are the same way, like you said, it's a business. Yeah, you got to pay Calipari $10 million a year to coach basketball, which you know what I mean? Like, it's just ridiculous.
I mean, it's kind of like, can you have somebody learn the same detail at the University of Alabama that they might learn from Rider College in New Jersey? Probably so, but it's not going to be like this world #1 football program out there or whatever. But that shouldn't matter for a college degree being earned by the person going to school. You know, you're trying to go there for the knowledge, you know. Now, what these colleges have is the prestige of, oh, you went to Alabama and blah, 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 top program, all that kind of stuff. But it's all about the education level as well. So I feel like that kind of stuff inflates it up to make it more than it should be.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I'm bringing probably 748,000 net worth according to Federal Reserve data, but the median net worth is 121.7. That's a problem. Yeah, definitely. It's a problem, and depending on how the net worth. I mean, the average family I would say the average net family probably has less than a 748 for sure. Considering everything taken in, I'd be kind of interested in how they pulled that data there. Especially with children and the cost of stuff. Yeah, trade school and high school for the kids that wanted to learn trade. Yeah, I mean, and now we're going back to actually having more trade schools open. And even like, I think Biden had said on one of his things, like how important trade schools were for kids. Not everybody needs to go to college. Everybody should go to college. I mean, you could have a lucrative career doing HVAC. Why go to college? And
I was going to say,
you become your own business owner down the line and do stuff. So,
like trade school teaching HVAC or electricians or whatever, like they're making a shit ton of money coming right out of high school or whatever,
Yeah. I mean, occasionally I read pieces for like CNBC through one of their feeds, and I see stories all like people that one guy I just read recently. He actually started out from a vending business and bought a vending machine for like 4,000. Ended up getting into a spot or whatever, and then started buying other ones, and now he's making tons of money putting vending machines around places and stuff. But it's just the opportunities have to be out there. That's the key thing. You want to have a society that actually maximizes output. You have to have the opportunities for them to actually get involved. He didn't need a college education to come up with a vending machine business. He needed the opportunity to actually be able to invest into a business himself.
Right.
And that's what he was able to do. And now he's actually self-sufficient where he's making like $500,000-$600,000 a year or whatever doing what he's doing. So all of that stuff has to be taken into account as well. And I always said, like, some of the worst things you have in the areas is because opportunities aren't there. And if you don't have the opportunities, then people can't succeed. So that's where it has to actually come from.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of like in the music business. You just have to be in the right place at the right time, sort of.
Yeah.
Or who you know.
Well, stuff like that. It's kind of like that too. Yeah, because you can go into some places around the country. I've heard people playing country and stuff, and like New Orleans bands play that were like, how is this person on the record label?
Right. That's what I'm
like so
saying.
they sound. Yeah. It's when the opportunity actually is made available. It's being able to connect with people that can put you in that situation.
Right.
Paying for college, my baby girl is such big time. You see all the cash. Yeah, it does. It does suck and everything like that. Things are so inflated on things.
I feel you, Trez. We're about there ourselves. So
yeah, like, $81K for undergraduate degree, depending on your degree, is terrible return on investment. Right, 81,000 into the hole. And it's kind of like personally, if somebody goes into like an education degree to be a teacher, I'm like, they go to teacher, they come out. They teach for like 2 years, 3 years, whatever the number may be. They're not going to make a ton of money out of it. I'm like, they shouldn't have to worry about their loan type thing if they need to get it. Like, you want people to get masters to be a teacher, and it's going to be already living under the level where they probably should be. I mean, that's a field where you got to love what you actually do. I'm feeling like
for sure
they're out there pretty much sacrificing. Like, if we can give breaks to churches, we could definitely give roles like that as well.
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to do. To start initially was be a teacher.
Yeah, you'd be a good teacher too. I could just knowing you all these years, you'd be good at like instructing some of the kids and getting them involved.
Well, I mainly wanted to go and teaching one for like to help others, but also like to do the coaching thing too.
Yeah.
Then my guidance counselor was like, "No, so many people are trying to be teachers now. Like you'll have a hard time getting a job and graduate." So I was like, why don't I go to school all these years and get a degree where I can't get a job? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I changed, and I was like, "This is the worst thing ever." I was like, "That was the worst of all." Like, why would you ever tell a kid that? In general, like, that's what we do. Then go for it. We'll do it later. Then by that time, it's like there was jobs all over the place because everybody was wanting not to be a teacher anymore or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm always in awe with the team. I mean, our buddy Kyle, No Hype BeerVentures, he's a teacher.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He puts that's a dedicated field. I mean, that is one. Teaching and nursing, just like Shannon, it's just like whatever they want, give it to them because
you definitely
you can never give them too much.
Yeah, you definitely put in way more than you'll ever get paid for. I'm sure.
Yeah. Let's see. Had to switch up from selling weed to insider trading stock tips. Have it flow if you want to change stocks. Versatility. You got to be versatile. You got to be able to adapt.
That's right.
I want to say the median income is 36, 30 years old. You're not going to retire. Oh, that $81K per year. Not for 4 years. Yeah, you're not. You're definitely not. So, but nowadays you got to be more careful about what you're looking to go into and stuff. And it's like you see people going to get a history degree and they get a master's or a PhD or something like that. And it's like you come out like $250,000 in the hole. Like, how do you get out of that? Like unless you become like some great archaeologist like that and everything, you're probably, I don't know if you ever pay that back.
No, I don't think. Yeah, no, that's true.
So it's the cost of education is a tough one to bear here.
It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Right. So no, we can't afford to go to state school, 2-year community, and transfer for it. Yeah, that's something that sometimes families have to have a discussion as well to do that, and that's also an option. But now you have like the stuff that trying to get past, like with buying them, like 4-year, community or 2-year community, what they were doing, where you get like those years for free, which gives them an extra, hopefully, opportunity to try to do something there.
We're kind of struggling with that now. Like, so she wants to go into nursing school, which Shannon went to nursing school, but she went to community college also and got her degree. And that's kind of what we're struggling with is like, why pay X amount of dollars? Why are you wanting to go away to school? For the experience, or do you think it's going to be better? I'm not sure. We haven't quite figured it out yet.
Yeah.
Like, is that experience worth that much more money? I don't really know. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Shannon does good now, and she just went to, Ivy Tech Community College.
I think it's tough. I think of myself coming out, what I like to really relate to is kind of like wanting to go away for the experience. I always, when I went to college, I felt like the college was to be an experience to grow as an adult. Like I went there,
yes,
went to classes, but at one point classes were important, but they weren't as important as much as me kind of finding my way and my path of what I wanted to actually kind of do in life and stuff. So it was kind of like you learn all that experience when you're kind of out there. So going to West Virginia coming from New Jersey, 6 hours, 7 hours, whatever it was to go there, you were away, but you weren't as far away as you could have been. Like I wasn't like going to USC or UCLA or something like that and everything. But
cross country.
It was enough of an experience where it was like a bigger type school and I could kind of get footed. So sometimes going away is a good thing, but some kids, they're better off closer to home. They just kind of, I guess it depends on the personality, depends on what you're looking to do and stuff. So
yeah, and that's the struggle for us is like got some things to figure out before, Yeah.
It's funny. We were talking about the other day, me and Janice were talking about school, and she's like, we were talking about we went to college because we met in college, as you know, but like some of the classes I would go to, I wouldn't even buy the books for the class. I'm just like, I just take notes, whatever. It's like, how do you write that book? I'm like,
you're right.
If there's anything important, they're going to tell you in class.
You're right.
And so if you take good notes, you'll be, and it was just like, I would go through economics, all kinds of stuff, but just not even having the book. Cause I'm like, the professors know what the bullshit is. They're going to tell you the shit you need to know for the most part.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't be talking about it if it wasn't important or
right.
Test or whatever. They're not going to waste their time.
And if you give me an essay, I can write all kinds of shit in the essay and be good to go. Like they give me the one blue book, I'm like, I will have that shit to the last line of the blue book. I might even ask for another one because I got a lot of shit to say. So I make them so tired. They'd be like, okay, you must have been enough. So yeah.
Screw it. I got too many more to do. It's good.
But it's just like, I don't know. I feel like we came out like college was important. Our parents thought it was important. We would read stuff, say it was important, so we would go to college. But then it's like, you get out in the workplace and it's like, you find out it's not as important as you thought it was, I guess. It's just like,
yeah,
college was good for some stuff, but most of the stuff you deal with, you're not really dealing with a lot of stuff you learn in college.
Well, like I said, unless you go into unless
you're like a doctor or a lawyer, like
a
you said,
doctor or a lawyer or whatever, like you want to know, you want to,
I mean, not once
a lawyer off the street and then went to school to be a lawyer, you know what I mean? Like, okay.
Like not in any meeting was I ever asked to solve the Pythagorean theorem or to talk about my studying of Homer, and the Odyssey or anything. And like none of the stuff I learned in college I ever used in the actual real life situation. So it's kind of like I feel like at some part it's like a facade of the whole college idea. Like,
well, it is. It really is.
the majority of stuff you can do without having college type thing. It's just,
Well, I feel like you do college in like 2 years or less.
Mm-hmm.
Not a 4-year or 5-year, to get your degree or whatever. When half of that stuff is algebra 2 or algebra 3 or whatever, like physics or whatever you never use.
Yeah. So you have prepared. How many people have paid down the loans they owe over the 2.5 years freeze and loan repaying? Like over 2.5 years. Yeah, I mean, most people. Some people have taken off not paying off their loans. I mean, but then you can pay your loans over that 2.5 years, and at the end of the 2.5 years, you're like not really off that where you were in the beginning because of the way the interest is calculated on the loans.
Right.
I mean, the way the student loans are handled is not as bad as like some of these fast money type spots, but it's not too far off of it. Like you never get to really pay down shit if you're just paying what you're supposed to pay there. So
yeah, if you're just paying interest and then just some or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you got to rent a loan. Like, did I rent my degree? Like this thing isn't going down.
Right.
Like, oh, they need the books equals the nerd likes to drink. Hells yeah. I just was like, yeah, I mean, you ask my wife, she'll tell you, like, I had class where I wouldn't even get the book. It was just like I would go take notes and listen, and then I would cram the notes for finals and midterms and go through the class because there's just a lot of bullshit in the world. Let's just face it, a lot of bullshit in the world, and people don't want to deal with it. So,
true.
Just, just tell me what I need to know, what we're trying to solve, and figure it out.
Right. Go from there.
Speaking of figuring it out, we better figure out how to get out of here because we got to go to work in the morning.
Yeah, no kidding. Jesus.
We got into a heavy towards the end of the discussion there, but good stuff. The beer may have taken over a little bit there, have a little bit of beer, get a little bit of thought processing going on. But thanks for everybody. Yeah, it just seems to happen. Yeah, you stop the interest out society shit. I think it lots of help. It helps with critical thinking. These cats can't critically think. Well. Yeah, I mean, if you took the loan thing, they stopped the interest. But, like, I had loans. I still paid the loans, but it's still kind of like the number didn't really budge that much. Could I not pay loans? I probably could have made up some story not to pay loans and not do it. But it's just like, if I got the money to pay it, why not try to get it paid off? So.
But why it shouldn't be such a higher interest rate for it? You know what I mean? Like, why not 1%? Still make enough money off 100,000 on 1%. You know what I mean? Like, why? Don't get rich off it. Shouldn't be a get rich scheme thing, which it kind of feels like it is.
Well, it's a sham at some level.
Yeah, for sure.
And how it's all being done and stuff. But
and then it trickles on to the businesses and stuff. It's like, well, we're not going to hire you because you didn't go to school for 4 years. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, well, it's funny when you see like stuff like, and I'll say like LinkedIn, for instance. And they'll say must have a 4-year degree, and they're offering to pay $25,000 to $30,000. Like, really?
Right? Yeah, right.
Must have a 4-year degree, but you're only going to pay this amount of money. Like, why would I want to apply to your company?
You're like, you know how long you have to work for you to even pay off that?
Yeah, it's just.
Like, 2 and 2 doesn't add up to 2 and 2 don't make 5.
Yeah.
I learned that, but you ain't gonna pay me for it.
As W once said, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Well, you fool me twice, you can't fool me. You fool me once, you can't fool me again. So yeah.
What's that rap song that's got that in there? I love that like part. Like, fool me once, can't fool me. Fool me.
I think it might be a Jay-Z, one of Jay-Z's songs.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
it's great. It's like, oh, this is.
You fool me once, you can't fool me again. W had his moments. I'll give him that. Like being raised crazy. Feds give to the banks, and the banks charge you for giving your money to expats. It goes free from the. Yeah, it's a scheme. I mean, it's all money play, and again, it's something where they hit people about having to go to college and stuff. And it's just so many other opportunities. I mean, you think of like when our parents kind of came out and stuff, and some went to school, something, but they didn't go to school. They had other careers they went to. There's a lot of stuff with factory type work or all kinds of different things where you didn't have to go to college for stuff. And it's just
now this is almost non-existent, almost to a point.
Yeah, which is
Like
another issue.
Like my dad went to work for Ford's and retired from Ford's and made, I don't know, $30+ an hour.
Yeah, and that was the other problem.
Like now you go to Ford now and you're making like, I think they start out like $13 or $14 an hour, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
but that was the other problem. Again, I put it back to the 90s, and when basically I think one of the worst things that happened there was the whole NATO type thing, where it kind of killed us being producers and become more users for a lot of the economies. So instead of us producing a lot of stuff with the factory type work, we became more dependent on them and became users of other stuff. Because once they decided to cut sending us stuff, whatever, then we have basically fell behind on stuff. So it's kind of like, we started seeing that hit, like you said, with Ford, like in the auto industry, the steel industry, and all these other different manufacturing spots where it just set us up for a bad type thing. I was never a big fan of that whole NATO type deal back there that happened under Clinton, but it is what it is, and it's kind of like now we're seeing repercussions and stuff. So
sure.
I mean, like I said, the good thing is they're bringing back trade schools, and hopefully that helps to get some of the people back, because not everybody wants to go to college, not everybody needs to go to college, and we still have a lot of stuff that needs to get done.
Oh, right.
I mean, being someone that might be, think about what happened in Florida. So people that actually have that trade skill can go down there to revitalize Florida. They're getting paid maybe through the government subsidy or whatever to go down there and work or whatever. And it allows them to have success in the economy, rebuilding and doing all that kind of stuff. Like, you don't need to have the college degree to go down there and be the, like I said, HVAC or whatever, or rebuild or construction, stuff like that, and everything. So it's just, I feel like college was forced upon a lot of the society, but at the same point, we have jobs that don't need it. And you have to find where people fit best to do stuff. So,
well, I feel like it's a sham for jobs that don't require college, really. Like, you can learn on the job, but like you said, you need a 4-year degree to apply.
Yeah,
I'm going to pay you $25,000, $30,000 to start out. Like, well, I went to school 4 years and I got $100,000 worth of debt. Why do I want to come work for you? You know what I mean? Like, and it's nothing special. Like, you can hire like a temporary agent probably to temporarily come in and train that person.
Yeah, I think
costs, which I'm sure is what happens.
I mean, I see some of the jobs now, and it's like college degree, entry level, or whatever like that, and everything, and it's like 4-year degree, but they're starting out at $35,000 or whatever. And I think like, well, shit, back in the 90s, if you had a 4-year degree, you're coming out like around $35,000. So things have not definitely moved forward in some regard there. Yeah. It's like the whole no experience necessary. Well, actually, it is necessary. It looks like some of the others.
It's like it is.
You make it seem like experience is necessary. It is a crazy man world. You're right, Trez. And it's just like, just trying to find my spot. Just trying to find a spot. Do everything. But yeah. But we even talk about the whole UK thing. So now everybody's watching that to see what happens. So it's like, it's going to fucking quit? It's going to quit. Okay. All right. So did you see that? Did you see that today? Like this morning? The UK Prime Minister?
Yes.
She's just like, did her thing. And she's like, okay, I'm out. Deuces. I'm like, you've been here like 6 weeks. Like,
I'm done. You forget me.
Last night she gave a speech about not being a quitter. Well, apparently you lied. You said you were a fighter, not a quitter, but here this morning you're quitting. Like,
she's like, well, it was good last night, but today not so much.
I'm like, did Prince William touch you or King William touch you in some way? You can't work with them now. Like, what's going on? Like, so now everybody's kind of watching to see what the UK kind of does and stuff, and it's just like that and oil, Saudi Arabia and fucking Russia and the Ukraine, like martial law. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, y'all just all need to fucking drink some beers and smoke some weed and just chill.
Just have fun.
Some of us just want to live our life, and you're just screwing it all up. I don't want you alive.
I just need to listen to Snoop a little more.
Yeah, fucking get some
Snoop.
Willie Nelson. Get a Willie Nelson tour over there or something.
And
You know,
yeah.
smoke some weed. Did you say we want the widest cheap screen? We want the cheapest widescreen monitor. They kept raising security, hoping you die before you can collect. Yeah. Did she get her pension over there? That's crazy. She's like 44 days. 44 days. I'm like, what the hell? How do you was it because she was getting out? I will say I love the parliament over the UK. I always imagine what it would be like if it was here or whatever, but they go out there and you got to present in front of people, and the people not to say you should have to yell back at people like that, but it's kind of like the energy and the fieriness of it all. It just always grabs me when I watch the parliament sessions from over the UK, and it's you got to present your point, and the people will respond to it there. And it's I was like, what if that was happening here? But then it's kind of I remember some of the people that basically were starting to heckle and stuff apparently. So it may at some point get to that level, but it's just how do you just 44 days, 6 weeks, and you're out?
How much of a pension do you get off after
I don't even know what she got for that, but I'm she said she basically couldn't work it out with her people. Your people put you up there, you can't work it out with them.
That's right. That's true. What do you mean? I got to work it out.
It's you got set up Les Miles or something. What the hell? Mike Singletary. I can't win with this team. I can't use them.
They're no good. They're no good.
Just pull your pants down Mike Singletary is one of the great speeches too of football. Back with Diddley Poo, Jim Moore,
Yeah. Dude, Diddley Poo. Yeah.
If she would have said Diddley Poo, that would have been awesome. That would have been awesome. Oh, she's a Colts fan, apparently.
Playoffs. Can't do Diddley Poo. Talk about playoffs.
Oh man. Good old you could bad times to come and she knows. Don't blame me. Oh, she probably does know. She's probably you're not gonna put that around my neck. I'm out of here. Yeah.
You can pay me, get me out. Okay, I'm out.
USA 32 trillion debt. Shit comes. Shit some comes when not getting paid. Yeah, well, yeah. The debt had definitely risen. Debt risen more with Trump, and then I think under Biden it's actually risen again. So this it is what it is, I guess. I mean,
the vicious cycle.
It's all pretty much. I feel like the whole debt thing is an imaginary thing anyway. I mean, it's not it's imaginary, it doesn't out there, but it's kind of everything's all on paper. It's kind of it's out there.
Is that 30 trillion in crypto, or is that really debt?
Yeah. Well, it's for all the shit that we do, the whole idea of the whole currency is and I'll say if it's a Star Trek type world, everybody could do everything without even having money, just because you don't actually put money into something and fucking make the solar panels work, right? You just pay the people to actually put them in. So if people were responsible people, you could do shit without even having to pay people. That's just the whole thing that we constructed to get shit done. So it's kind of the whole money concept is just right. It's it's just a whole concept kind of created, but we really wouldn't need to do shit if we all work together to make it a better world anyway. So, but 111,000 per year, or pounds. But either way, 111,000 per year, dollars or pounds. Not a bad day's work or bad year's work, but apparently for her it was. She's I'm
right.
Yeah, it's all imaginary money. It's fiat. Yeah, it's just out there. It's kind of we put a value on it, but the value is illusionary in itself, because it's not you have to actually use that for something. If there was no money, we could still do shit and make the world work.
Yeah. Well, I said the old barter system.
Yeah. So it's just
you can change tires on my car, I'll mow your lawn or whatever. You know what I mean? Like trade for trade.
Yeah. 110,000 is nothing. Depending on what the economy is, I guess, too. But nowadays, I mean, it can definitely. It all depends what you want to do, kind of thing. There was an article I read probably about 7 or 8 years ago, and they were trying to figure out what's the ideal sum of money that somebody would actually need. And at the time, 100,000 was the number. And he said at 100,000, most people can have a modest, meaningful life, or whatever, be fine. But if you're under 100,000, you're struggling more to try to get stuff done. But if you're over 100,000, you're always trying to do more to get more. It becomes a pressure type thing. So it was kind of an interesting piece that was actually written there. So it's all about what you want to do. I mean, if you have children, you're going to probably need more money because they're children. But if it's just you probably, like me, I make enough that I'm happy and comfortable to do what I want to do and don't have any problem whatsoever. Could I make more? And yeah, I could make more. And my wife always said, you could probably make more doing it. But then it's like, but I'm happy doing
responsibilities and
yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I were to go from the role I'm in and decide I want to go out on the road and do stuff, I'd be traveling a lot more and making a lot more. But could I enjoy it that much more? Probably not. Because I'd be doing too much of the work stuff, so I wouldn't get to enjoy it as much. I can do what I do now, make a decent living, do these beer channels, do the reaction channels, do other stuff I want to do, and have a much more meaningful time. Yeah, it'd be fine. So everybody has to come up with what they want to do and what fits them. Remember, she'll move into other things. One thing, yeah. So it's kind of like here where our Congress and Senate people, you serve, and then when you're out of office, you still get like the old whatever health care for the rest of your life and whatever deal they get set up too. And it's just like, should that be a lifetime thing that you get? I guess it's a good gig if you can get it. So
you're right.
Yeah, but we need to get out of here because it's fucking 12:36, and that is fucking late. And me and Todd are both East Coast, so morning does come early. I'm surprised I wake my wife up and she's not yelling at me for being too loud or anything. I guess I'm keeping it kind of under control tonight. But, yeah, too loud. So, yeah. But I think we're going to jump off. But thanks for everybody that tuned in as always. And be back next week with another show. And
always a good time.
I will get the new reviews up on the channel this weekend at some point as well to share. Big Daddy Mojo, if you're still here, I did the Coffee Bear and the Peanut Butter Cup, both of those finally. I'm going to get those reviews up. Great beers. I won't give you a little bit too much on it so you can check out the reviews, but I will say that what was the one I said? The Peanut Butter Cup one? That was who's the other brewery? Because you got a Todd too. Because Coffee Bear was Hot Butcher, so the other one was
and then the earlier.
Oh, I lost Todd there. There you go.
What was the Energy City, wasn't it?
Energy City.
Yeah.
That was good shit. That's all I'm going to say. That was good shit.
Yeah.
So, so I'll get those reviews uploaded and some other stuff I got out there. So make sure y'all keep checking out the channel. Always appreciate y'all. And if there's beers you want me to check out, always feel free to leave a note or a comment. And if you're not a member to the channel, check out being a member. I'm trying to do some more membership type stuff. So let me know by, you in the description, there's a link for that as well. And I didn't rock the new t-shirt, but I do have the new t-shirts, the West Coast IPA that just came out. So those are available in the store.
If anybody ever puts out a beer or something that's easily gettable for everybody, like just let me know and I'll get the same one. We can do like a online, beer review or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. So we
if somebody puts out like an example, something you want to see or whatever.
Yeah, we could definitely do that and everything. And I'm going to have some beers upcoming for the Beer in Front Awards, upcoming for Beer in Front as well for Dave Z. So check out for those. And just a little preemptive. Yeah, some are going to be macros. I know some of you guys are checking in with me last time. You saw me do a couple of them already, especially on Twitter. I did something on Twitter. They were like, "Are you okay? Are you feeling okay?" Like, you never see like. It's just for this awards that we're doing right now. Don't worry, I'm okay. I still got the good craft. The good craft is still coming, but we're actually doing some old school beers there, and going to be sharing some of those as well. And great weekend as well, Trez. Upper 70s in Cincinnati, so you're getting a little bit of a warm front.
Yeah, we're supposed to hit 70 near 80 on Saturday, Sunday. So.
Well, that's nice for you guys. You guys are
Trez there. Yeah.
You guys are colder than me right now, so yeah.
Yes.
It all fiat money fails. Promissory note. I print my own, and they call it counterfeiting. This shit is hilarious. Yeah, well, you can't print it yourself. It's kind of like you can't grow your own weed, but you can buy it from a dispensary. So yeah, it's,
right.
It's those little things. But thanks for everybody that tuned in, and we will catch up with y'all next time. Y'all have a good one, and we want to give him a little Dusty Rose tonight. Should we give him a little Dusty?
Can never go wrong with Dusty.
Give you a little Dusty, and then we'll catch up with you next week.
Stables.
Yeah, I'm looking for a horseman.
A horseman?
A horseman goes by the name of Rick.
Not here.
Are you a horseman?
I could be. What can I do for you?
Friday night, you can see me at War Games. Bring all your horsemen, because I will have Moondog Spot, Moondog Rex, and the Monkey Brothers. Yeah, I'm looking for a horseman goes by the name of Rick Flair.
Don't know him.
Could I leave a message?
I guess.
All right, write this down. Tell him it's Big Dust.
Okay.
The American Dream.
Okay.
Tell him to meet me Friday night, Starcade.
Meet you at the Stockade.
Yeah, Starcade, Friday night.
I don't know what you're wasting your time for.
Is this Baby Doll? Baby Doll, I know that was you Jezebel! Hello, I'm looking for some horsemen.
I've got plenty. How many you need?
4.
4 horsemen.
Yes, sir. This is Big Dust calling on behalf of Crocker Promotions.
Can't hardly understand what you're saying, but...
Sorry, I got a little bit of a lisp. What about Chris Benoit? Oh, he did. Sorry.
No, I don't really know what you're talking about.
Is this J.J. Dillon's?
No.
Don't lie to me, J.J.'s. You and I go way back, Jack.
Well, it ain't JJ. You got the wrong person.
Don't mess with the American dream, J.J. My eyes are open as big as silver dollars, Jack.
Well, you got the wrong guy.
You and I, J.J., leather strap match. Dustin Rhodes is the master of the strap match. J.J. Dillon, you a yellow dog.